Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. Club football is back after another international break, and on this Sunday night we are covering Serie A with the meeting of AC Milan and Juventus at San Siro. The home side Milan currently was at top of the pile at the start of the weekend after 7 wins from their opening 8. Whereas Juventus stay third with only 1 loss in their opening 8, like Milan, but have only picked up the 5 victories so far. Inter Milan are currently the team top of the league due to winning their game earlier on this weekend. Milan are yet to lose at home so far this season, with 3 wins from 3 in the league and a 0-0 draw at home to Newcastle in the Champions League, which has been the result for their first 2 Champions League games, the other one away at Borussia Dortmund, both ending 0-0. Juventus has been involved in much drama off the field, where financial fair play breaches saw them receive a 10-point deduction and a ban from UEFA competition for this season, and they have also been having issues with players off the pitch, but with only the league to focus on. Juventus will be looking to become Italian champions once again after failing to win the league in the last 3 seasons. So, for the 240th meeting between these two, can AC Milan try and begin to replicate another league double over Juventus like they did last season, or can Juve upset what were the league leaders at San Siro? I think this will be a really interesting game. AC Milan were top of the league, and now they're not, due to Inter Milan playing on earlier in the week, earlier in the weekend and winning. So that means that it is Inter at the top and AC Milan second, but they've still got to play their game, which is tonight against Juventus. Just going to quickly fill out the Juventus bench, which I forgot to do just before. But kick-off is just around 8 minutes or so away. But 2 of the biggest sides in Italy coming together to face one another early on in the season. We've already had a Milan derby as well this season. Apologies about this, it was a little bit of a crazy hour before the game. So many youngsters included on both benches tonight, and I'll go through the teams in a bit more detail very shortly, because some of them are youngsters who have made the bench. There's been some changes in the starting 11s for both sides as well, due to suspensions and injuries and everything that can come about in football to cause players missing games. So, let's have a look at the 2 teams, and we will start with the home side, AC Milan, and they are having to start with 40-year-old Antonio Mirante, joined as a free agent in October 2021, and he's in goal because backup goalkeeper Marco Sportiello is out, and their main goalkeeper Mike Maignan is out due to a red card that he picked up in their last game before the international break. You might have heard or seen Olivier Giroud go in goal for AC Milan for the back end of their last game, and that was because Mike Maignan got a red card. He came out of his box and need an opposition player right up in the chest, towards his throat even. So the French goalkeeper was sent off, so it means they are left with Antonio Mirante to play. It's his first game, it's his first appearance of the season. His last appearance was off the bench in their last game of last season against Verona. So a lot to ask for the 40-year-old, and they're going to have a back four of Davide Calabria, who's been at the club since 2006. Left-back Alessandro Florenzi, who is usually a right-back, but due to no Theo Hernandez, due to a yellow card suspension, it is Florenzi to play at left-back, and two centre-halves of Malik Chow and Fikayo Tomori, a midfield three. Of Yunus Musa, who has been signed in the summer from Valencia for €20 million. Alongside him is going to be Tijani Reinders, who is also signed for €20 million, but from AZ Alkmaar. And Yassine Adli will be in the midfield as well. 23 years of age, the French central midfielder. And the front three on the right is going to be Christian Pulisic, signed from Chelsea in the summer. He's played in every single game so far this season for AC Milan, scoring 4 goals so far, 2 in his first 2 games for the club and then 2 in his last 2 as well. On the left is going to be Portuguese international Rafael Leao, who has got 3 goals so far this season. They all came in a row from Game 4 to Game 6 against Roma, Inter Milan and Verona. And leading the line, no longer having to be in goal tonight, Olivier Giroud. He will be playing up front, 4 goals for him as well so far this season, all in the first 3 games of the campaign, and it was a brace that he also scored against Torino. So that's starting 11 for AC Milan. The bench is just below. A lot of youngsters on the bench, but some more of the experienced faces are on there as well, like Pierre Kalulu, Simon Kjaer, Rade Krunic, who's back after missing the last 4 games due to a muscle injury, Tommaso Pobega, Luca Romero, Noah Okafor, Luka Jovic. So despite the youngsters on the bench, they've also got a little bit of experience as well. And as the two teams enter the San Siro field, it is going to be a back 3 for Juventus with Wojtek Szczesny in goal, the 33-year-old Polish international, with back 3 of Federico Gatti, who scored in Juventus' last game against Torino before the international break. Bremer, the Brazilian centre-half, signed from Torino last season for £45 million. And Daniele Rugani, who comes in for the injured Danilo, who was injured and cannot feature tonight. On the right-hand side, on the right wing-back is going to be Timothy Weah, who was signed from Lille in the summer. On the left side is going to be Filip Kostic, with 3 central midfielders: Weston McKennie, who spent last season, the back end of last season, on loan at Leeds, Manuel Locatelli, and Adrien Rabiot, who's got the 1 goal so far, the Frenchman, this season, in the first game of the season, which was the 3-0 away win to Udinese. And the 2 forwards leading the line for Juventus will be Moise Kean, who's made his loan at Juventus permanent this summer, and he's going to be joined alongside Milik up front, joined on from Marseille in the summer. Spent last season on loan. Milik scoring 7 goals in the league for Juventus, and he's going to be in ahead of Vlahovic. And the Juventus bench has got the likes of Nicolo Fagioli, who's currently one of the main names in the current Italy betting scandal that's currently going on, with the likes of Sandro Tonali and Zaniolo involved, but he is on the bench. Fabio Moretti as well, he's on the bench with Chiesa and Vlahovic. So some real talent and game changers on the bench for Juventus if they need it away at the San Siro. As tonight's captain for Juventus is going to be Andre Rabiot, and Davide Calabria for Milan. As the referee tonight is going to be Maurizio Mariani, the 41-year-old. Who was a referee for AC Milan's win against Torino in late August of this season. He gave 2 penalties for AC Milan that day, and AC Milan scored both of them in that 4-1 win. So it is 2nd versus 3rd. Some big changes for both sides. But who will come out on top tonight at San Siro? We will have to wait and see. Kickoff is just under a minute away. 2 of the biggest sides in Italian football collide. Head coach for Juventus, Massimiliano Allegri, formerly of AC Milan as a manager. Won a league title with them in 2011. And he is managing his 479th game in Serie. Allegri looking for his 290th win, as Juventus in their home strip are in a huddle at San Siro. There is one of AC Milan's biggest threats, Rafael Leao, looking to add to his 3 goals so far this season. Yet to score in the Champions League, like any of his teammates. AC Milan yet to score in the Champions League after 2 0-0 draws to Newcastle and Borussia Dortmund. But they have got 3 wins from their first 3 league games at home against Torino, Verona and Lazio. Only conceding the 1 goal to Torino. But it'll be Juventus to kick off, kicking left to right. AC Milan right to left at San Siro, who will come out on top. Moise Kean goes back to Locatelli for Juventus. Sends it out to the Juve right towards Weston McKennie, who nods it on. And it will go for a Juventus throw-in. Must have come off the head of Yacine Adli, the French midfielder. The number 7 for AC Milan. Well won there by Weston McKennie, who's had a bit of a mixed career so far since joining Juventus. He is now playing his 105th game for the club. Scoring the 13 goals so far, the American, who puts a long throw in into the 18-yard box, cleared by Chow for AC Milan. Drops towards the halfway line to Rigani. Out to the left, midway inside the AC Milan half is Kostic. Tries the cross towards the box. It's deflected out for another throw-in on the far side for Juventus. The Serbian Filip Kostic winning the throw-in. And he throws it in towards the 18-yard box, where it's gone over the head of both Keane and Tomori, and it will fall, thankfully, into the hands of Antonio Morante, the 40-year-old goalkeeper in today, as Marco Sportiello can't play for AC Milan, and Mike Maignan is out with a red card suspension as he plays the ball forward to the edge of the 18-yard box to Adli. Not got many options, so falls back to his goalkeeper, Morante. Not being pressed here by Juventus front line, as already Stefano Pioli, the 57-year-old head coach for AC Milan, giving out instructions on the technical area. As it goes to the right to Malik Chow, the former Schalke man. Ball down the right-hand side, looks for Pulisic. In the Juventus half, it's well cut out with a slide tackle by Daniele Regani. And it'll be a throw-in for AC Milan, taken by Musa. And it's now back towards halfway line to Chow. Across to the AC Milan left, still on halfway with Florenzi, who will calmly play it back to Fikayo Tomori, whose only league goal last season came against Juventus in their 2-0 home win back in early October, and as the ball's been given away by AC Milan. Now Moise Kean on the left, plays it forward into the path of Adrian Rabiot, as he just about keeps it in. Now towards the corner flag, forced across into the box towards Moise Kean, cut out by Adli, and it'll be picked up now by Calabri for AC Milan, who charges forward. Looking for an option, he's not been caught there, but the play continues as the ball's been shifted, and it carries on. Calabri has stayed down, but it's out with Leao on the left here, midway inside the Juventus half, towards the final third. Now on the left-hand side, one-on-one with Weston McKennie. Goes the outside, gets the low ball in towards the 18-yard box, and it's well dealt with and cleared. Out for a corner for AC Milan. Showing a little bit of his burst of pace there. It's been taken quickly here. Florenzi with the strike. It's deflected in the box off Weston McKennie. Comes off the stomach, and it can be cleared momentarily, only as far as Malik Chow, who takes it away from the challenge of Milik. It's now back out to Leao. Cross towards Giroud, who tries to flick on. It comes off Bremer, and that'll be another corner for AC Milan. Their first one was taken short. I think this one they'll try and set up a bit better. I think it did just come off the Brazilian centre-half last. So it'll be a AC Milan corner. Both Giroud and Bremer arguing of whose ball it should have been. But the referee had the final decision, and it's a Milan corner. On the near side, it'll be an in-swinger with the right boot of Alessandro Florenzi. Usually a right back, having to play left back tonight due to the suspension of Theo Hernandez. He'll put the ball in, low one towards the near post, dealt with by McKennie. It will go right through towards the halfway line to Musa, who recycles back to his own goalkeeper to keep possession from Milan, so Juventus can push forward, and AC Milan can get plays back as well into position. To build from the back on the left side here, just inside their own half with Adli. Forward to Reinders on halfway. Leaves it now to Yacine Adli, who drives forward down the left channel. Completes a 1-2 with Reinders. Still with Adli, formerly of PSG for 6 years, from 2013 to 2019. Adli, who goes out to the right to Calabria. Midway inside the Juventus half is with Christian Pulisic, who's got to a decent start in his AC Milan career, the American. 4 goals so far, all in the league. 2 in his last 2. Ball lifted over the top in the 18-yard box, looking for Leao, cut out by Bremer. Throwing for AC Milan. Taken quickly into left-back Florenzi. Early ball in towards Giroud. It's had to be dealt with at the far post by Kostic. And it falls to Timothy Weah at right wing back towards the corner flag. It's a poor clearance. Falls to Reinders, who drives inside. Plays it to his right to Musa on the edge of the 18-yard box. Got options to his left. Goes on his own. He's tackled well there by Timothy Weah. And McKennie plays it forward towards Milik, who's been caught from behind there by Fikayo Tomori. And to the pleads of innocence from the Englishman. It's been given against him. Yeah, just a bit of a pull. Bit of pull in there on Milik by Fikayo Tomori to concede the free kick, despite the annoyance and the disagreement from Stefano Pioli, the AC Milan head coach, as the ball's been played back into the 18-yard box for Juventus with Bremer. Been chased down here by Olivier Giroud. He's been hesitant with the clearance and he's tackled by Giroud, and the ball falls to Leao. Ball to his right now to Reinders. 25 yards from goal. Wants to pull the trigger, and he will! And it's always lifting over the crossbar as we get one of the first attempts of the game there by Tijani Reinders, joined in the summer from AZ Alkmaar, where he reached the Conference League semi-final with the Dutch side last season before being knocked out by West Ham. Made his first Dutch start for the national team in the recent international break to France. As it's now with Timothy Weah, the American, on the right side for Juventus, still in his own half. He crosses the halfway line. He still drives forward, plays it forward to McKennie, and the ball's still in, and he takes on Florenzi in the final third, pulls it back to the edge of the box to Milik. On his stronger left foot, his touch is poor, and it allows the challenge from Musa. And now AC Milan can clear with Calabria. Not good enough, though. Straight to Rabiot. 25 yards from goal. Plays out to the left to Kostic. Low ball. Edge of the box. Weah with the strike, and it's blocked by his own teammate, and it will go for a goal kick. Both sides having some early opportunities. It was really well worked there by Juventus on their right-hand side by their two Americans, Weah and McKennie. And in the end, it was them two were getting forward for the goal, but Weah's strike came off McKennie, and it allowed the goal kick for Milan. Looking sharp, though, there. Timothy Weah, his last goal, his last club goal. He actually scored twice in the last time he scored. It was a brace against Stade Rennais for Lille back in May of 2022. But he uses the right wing back by Allegri in this Juventus side, as it's been picked up by Adli on halfway. Tries to lift it out with a high ball to the left towards Leao. Overhit, and it will drop in the Juventus technical area for a Juventus throw-in on this near side. Sorry, I've not got the timer going. Apologies for that. We are just over 7 minutes in, though. And it's McKennie with a big throw towards Moise Kean, whose touch goes out to the left side towards Rabiot, who allows Kostic to take over, and possession can be kept in the Juve half. Bremer forward to McKennie, out to the right now towards Gatti. Ball been intercepted by Leao on halfway. He plays it back into his own half now with Florenzi. That's now with Calabria, the right back for AC Milan, midway inside his own half. He goes to his left here to Musa, who drives towards the halfway line. And he plays it forward and out left to Florenzi. It's now with Rafael Leao. Reinders back to Florenzi, who goes back towards Fikayo Tomori in the centre circle. Ball forward and out to the right to Calabria. He's got Pulisic in support, furthest right for AC Milan, and he lays it off to the American. And he's one-on-one with Kostic. In the final third here, Pulisic not got many options, so has to go back now to Malik Chow at the back for AC Milan, the German international. Leao ball inside towards Reinders, has been picked up by McKennie, but can't be kept in by Timothy Weah on the right-hand side. And it's an AC Milan throw-in the Juventus half, and it's now with Reinders. It's now across to the right to Adli, who's just on the edge of the centre circle for AC Milan in the Juventus half. Goes out to the right to Calabria. It's now with Pulisic midway inside the Juventus half, and he plays the ball back to Malik Chow. Only one loss so far for AC Milan this season, and that came away from home, in quotation marks, to Inter Milan. Not quite away from home, because it was at the San Siro, as Pulisic is running at Filip Kostic and forces a corner. Running in towards the box there, Pulisic, and Kostic just did enough to toe the ball out for a corner. Certainly had better days, AC Milan, when they defeated 5-1 by their bitter rivals Inter Milan, who won this weekend. It's going to be an outswing corner on the far side. In it goes towards the penalty spot. Nearly won by Chow, but it's chested down by Rabiot. And played out to the left to Moise Kean, who's now in the AC Milan half on the left-hand side. He's got Kostic bombing forward on his left, and he'll play it to the Serbian, who gets the first time cross in, deflects off Calabria, back off Kostic. And a throw in for AC Milan towards the corner flag. Well defended there by Captain Calabria. But yesterday, Inter Milan won away from home. 3-0 to Torino. Mid-September, where they were able to beat AC Milan 5-1. Throws, goes to clearance. Poor. Locatelli picks up, clears it towards the edge of the 18-yard box for Juventus, but it's not won there by Milik. It's cleared though by Regani. Picked up by Calabria, who plays out to the right to Pulisic on halfway. Can't turn away from Kostic. Throwing for AC Milan. For Juventus, they are also unbeaten at home. 3 wins against Lazio, Lecce and Torino, with the 1 draw against Bologna. But their away record hasn't been as good. Drew away at Atalanta, lost to Sassuolo 4-2. They are without a win in their last 2 away games in the league. It's a great switch out here to Pulisic in the final third. Again, 1-on-1 with Kostic. The cross goes in, blocked by Rabiot. Falls back to Pulisic. It's now Calabria, 25 yards from goal. Strikes with the left foot, deflects back to him. But he loses it on the edge of the box, but then he wins it back off Kostic. It's now Reinders, pokes out to the right to Pulisic. He's looking for a cross. He'll put it in, it's deflected. It's header won by Juventus, but it still loops in the air in the box. And eventually it's cleared by Gatti. Past the halfway line, and it'll be Tomori to have to chase to regain possession for AC Milan. And it worked out to the left here to Adli. He's got Leao down the line, midway inside the Juventus half. He plays it down the line to Leao, the number 10. He goes around the outside of Gatti on the byline, works across, and it's floated to the far post where the header's won by Kostic, and it drops to Rabiot. In a left-back position here, Rabiot clears it down the line, and he finds Moise Kean, who's doing really well to keep hold of possession here, and wins the free kick off Malik Chow. Well won there, boy Moise Kean, who had a failed spell at Everton. 4 goals in the 39 appearances for the Evertonians. And Moise Kean does have 2 goals against AC Milan. His last one came in April of 2019. Just over 12 minutes in. Long ball forward by Juventus towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed into the box by Milik, looking for the run of Moise Kean, who forces the clearance from Malik Chow. And it's a throw-in for Juventus deep inside the AC Milan half, with Timothy Weah wanting to take it quickly, but he'll leave it for McKennie, who will launch this ball in the box with the throw. We know he's got a bit of a longer throw. Put a few in already this game. Next commentary on the channel as well on Tuesday night. Sevilla taking on Arsenal in the Champions League as McKennie throws it into the box. Header won by Tomori, very commanding. And it falls to Kostic, who nods it down to Locatelli, who's been forced back now into his own half here with Regani. Out to the right to Gatti. Forward to Regani on halfway. Down the line it goes, looking for Timothy Weah. He collects it ahead of Adli. Tries to take on the French midfielder, but he can't do so. Tackled, and eventually the ball is cleared by Morante in the AC Milan goal. Header won by Giroud, but picked up by Bremer on halfway. Clearance towards Milik. Header won by Chow, but he'll drop to McKennie. He'll feed it out to the left now to Filip Kostic. Midway inside the AC Milan half, he goes for a cross. It's an early one. Headed away on the edge of the box by Calabria. But it'll be won back for Juventus by Rabiot, who's fell to the ground with an aerial challenge, but the ball is still in the possession of the team in black and white, so they force it out to the right to Timothy Weah. He's got McKennie in support, and he'll play it out to him. Everything to his left here now for McKennie. With a left-footed ball into Locatelli, who tries to dink it in the box looking for Moise Kean. Deflects off Reinders, and he'll be picked up by Leao, and he will outpace and get around Gatti as he's been pulled back by the Juventus centre-half, but he'll keep the ball away from him here, Leao, who's now in the final third, flicks and tricks. He's brought them all to the party and plays it into Olivier Giroud. What a save! Wow, what a save. Really good bit of skill from Leao, and he got the cross into the box, and at the near post, Giroud just worked enough space to shoot across goal, and Wojciech Szczesny with the left hand was able to tip it past the post. It's a really good save. Leao having fun there against Gatti, the centre-back. Low ball in, near post. Got the shot away towards the far post, Giroud, and he couldn't believe that didn't nestle into the back of the net. Really good touch to take it away from Regani, and the shot across goal, it's really well saved by Wojciech Szczesny, who's in all blue tonight for Juve. It's a really good save. Signed for £10 million from Arsenal, Wojciech Szczesny, and took over when Gianluigi Buffon departed the club. And he's kept his side level in this game. As that fall from Rabiot just a minute or two ago, as I mentioned, he went for an aerial challenge and fell. He's just getting some medical treatment for it, the captain. I think he'll be okay to continue, just getting a bit of cold spray on it. So when he went up with Reinders, just dropped right on his lower back. They're always painful ones as a footballer. Wasn't able to land on his feet or on his hands first. It was straight on the lower back. Olivier Giroud has the one goal against Juventus. It was in the last meeting between these two sides in late May at the Allianz Juventus Stadium. It was 1-0. It was a 40th minute goal by Giroud, which completed the league double for Milan against Juventus. As in the far side, it'll be an outswinger from Florenzi. Corner goes in, again towards the penalty spot. Giroud goes for it, headed one by Regani to the edge of the box where Musa heads it back in. Headed away by Locatelli, picked up by Weyer on the Juventus right, and he clears it down the line towards halfway. And it'll be picked back up here by American Yunus Musa. And it'll be distributed out to the right-hand side for AC Milan. Midway inside the Juventus half is Christian Pulisic. Ball inside now. Back out to the right to Calabria. Ball in the box looking for Giroud on the penalty spot. It's dealt with by Bremer. And it will go for a AC Milan throw-in. Nearly had the first goal of the game for Olivier Giroud, but it was a really good save by Wojciech Szczesny, who's kept the 4 clean sheets so far this season, 2 at home and 2 away. Did miss game 2 and 3 with injury. Got a contract at the club till 2025. Szczesny, as it is Davide Calabria with the throw-in here. In the final third, he'll put a long throw-in to the box, looking for Giroud, goes over everybody, and it bounces all the way through to Leao at the far post. But there was a foul in the box, I think, by Giroud, being a little bit too pulley and a bit too touchy there. The French striker, the France all-time leading scorer internationally. And it'll be a Juventus free kick in the box. Yeah, just putting his arms on McKennie and Bremer, and the 41-year-old referee Maurizio Mariani gives the free kick. Giroud certain it wasn't, but he was met by a wry smile from the referee, and it'll be Szczesny to take this free kick in the Juventus 18-yard box. Big kick up the field, looking towards McKennie, who loses out on the header to Adli, and the header's gone to Leao, just inside the Juventus half. He wins the free kick, has been pulled there, I believe, by Federico Gatti, who's got only the 2 appearances for his country back in 2022 against England and Austria. Making all his 25th Serie A appearance, Federico Gatti, scoring his first goal in their last game before the international break to Torino, which they won 2-0. Also a goal from Milik. This is Florenzi. Juventus have all men inside their own half defending their goal as AC Milan have possession of the ball. It's to the far right hand side to Pulisic, back into his own half with a pass to Calabria. It's now with Xiao. Seems like left back Florenzi. He's just moving into midfield alongside Yassine Adli to also make a like a box in that midfield with 3 at the back, and then Adli and Florenzi as the bottom right and left corner of the square, and then forward from them is Musa and Reinders, almost doing the Pep system AC Milan with their full-backs, one going into midfield. Szczesny on the ball in the 18-yard box, a long clearance by the Polish international into the AC Milan half. It's headed backwards by Xiao, and it will fall into the path of Milik as Moise Keane is just hunched here on the halfway line after a aerial battle with Xiao, and he's gone down now as play will be stopped. Juventus just had the ball on halfway, weren't doing anything dangerous with it, so it allows the referee just to bring the play to a halt. Let's have a look here. They're both going for the header, and I think he's holding like his ear or his hair. Maybe Xiao had a little bit of a pull on his hair or just caught his ear. I couldn't quite see from the replay, to be completely honest, but we have had a stop in play. But Rafael Leao, a bit of skill to get that crossing for Giroud, who couldn't quite find the net. By the way, it's absolutely incredible. Olivier Giroud, 37 years old, still playing at the top level in Europe, making his 95th appearance for AC Milan. He joined the club for €2 million back in 2021. does have a World Cup to his name with a Champions League, which he won with Chelsea, 4 FA Cups as well, spending 9 years in England with Arsenal and Chelsea respectively. As we're back underway with Juventus on the ball with Weah. Ball forward to Gatti, back inside. It's a misplaced ball, chance for AC Milan. Leao, big touch ahead of him, and he gets away from Bremer. Chops back onto his right foot, tries the cross, blocked by Bremer, and it will drop to McKennie. And he'll lay it back off into Bremer here in right back position for Juventus. Clears it forward, looking for the run of Keane. He'll get there ahead of Chow, chops onto his left foot, and then tackled by a covering Calabria. Really good defending from the right back. And he has it in his 18-yard box here, and he clears the ball long forward in the sky. And it can be chested down comfortably by Federico Gatti. And the ball can be played out wide right to Weah. Forward to McKennie, midway inside the AC Milan half. He goes down the line now in the final third, looking for the run of Weah, and he's met by a strong challenge there by Fikayo Tomori, who will concede the corner. And Juventus have a chance from a set piece, and I believe that is Juventus' first corner of the game, if I am not mistaken. Good defending there by Calabria, because Moise Keane, who's okay after his little problem he had with his head, was looking dangerous there after bearing down on goal. As on this near side, it'll be the left foot of Filip Kostic to take Juventus' first corner, 21 minutes in. Where will he put this? Well, he put it towards the near post and Giroud clears, but the referee had blew the whistle before he took the corner. So the referee just wants a word with some of the players in the box. Obviously, it's getting a little bit physical. Players looking to gain a little advantage, a little bit of room to win their header, to win their aerial duel. So we'll have a retake. Kostic into the 6-yard box. It's parried by Morante, and it's having to be dealt with by Florenzi on the edge of the 18-yard box, and it's just about done. No, Pulisic has been whistled there for a handball. Let's have a look here. Florenzi was getting it away, and it's as Timothy Weah was trying to tackle Florenzi, he's kicked it off the arm of Pulisic. It's a bit harsh. It's very close, and it almost comes off his upper arm, like towards his shoulder almost. It's a big call to give that by the referee, because this is a free kick in a dangerous area. Juventus have only had the one shot so far tonight, and it's not been on target. It's a free kick, quite central, just edging to the right. And Milik is taking over the duties of this free kick. He's got 40-year-old Antonio Morante to beat in the AC Milan goal. Milik does have 2 goals so far this season in the last 2 games he's played for Juventus. It's around, 26 yards out? It's quite the distance, but a good connection. This could easily arrow into the back of the net, and it's Milik to take, and he hits it straight into the wall on the edge of the box. And then it comes out to Kostic, who will give it a go, and he strikes it wide. Morante dived, though. He was worried. The free kick was very poor. It deflected off, I think it was Reinders or Chow, and it came to Kostic on the left-hand side, who struck from around the same distance, just more on an angle, and it bounced just beyond the post there. Unlucky there from Filip Kostic, who's yet to score so far this season. Scored 3 times for Juventus last season in his 54 appearances for the club. In his first season in Italy, Filip Kostic, who won the Europa League the season before he left with Frankfurt. As AC Milan on halfway with Adli, crosses the halfway line. He's looking forward towards the left-hand side. He's got options to his right as well. He'll go to the left towards Leao, but a short ball picked up by Timothy Weah. He's got McKennie to his right. He's got Locatelli to his left. He'll play to Locatelli, who's been charged down aggressively there by Olivier Giroud. And it'll be a free kick to Juventus. Just being a little bit too hard on Locatelli there, Olivier Giroud. It'll be a free kick for Juventus, midway side third half. With Manuel Locatelli, formerly of AC Milan. He spent 9 years at the club. Locatelli from 2010 to 2019, playing 63 games for the club, scoring twice. And Locatelli did make his 100th Juventus appearance in their game against Torino before the international break. The 25-year-old who made his name in the Euros for Italy when they won it back in 2021. It's now with possession of AC Milan at left back with Florenzi just inside his own half. Goes back to Fikayo Tomori. The 1 goal so far in AC Milan's 6th game in the league against Cagliari. As Reinders, tackled by Gatti, and it'll be a throw for AC Milan midway inside the Juventus half. Thrown back to halfway to Florenzi. Tomori did also pick up a red card in Game 3 in AC Milan's 2-1 away win to Roma. It's now with Pulisic overrunning the ball and tackled by Rabiot. Drops to Milik, back to the edge of the 18-yard box for Juventus with Bremer. Goes to his right to Gatti, being pressed here by Pulisic, and he's had to go back to Szczesny, who clears first time. Just getting the ball away from his goal, and it'll be Weyer to help it on to halfway to Milik, who gets the return from the Polish international but loses it to Adli. Goes out to the left now to Leao in the final third. He's got everything to his right here, the Portuguese international. Again, the tricks come out, the cross goes in towards the far post, but no one's there to attack it for AC Milan, and Filip Kostic will let the ball run through for a goal kick for his side. Thought this was an interesting statistic. Udinese away was Juventus' biggest away crowd so far this season. It was 24,911 fans in the ground. Now they've gone to the San Siro, which can hold up to 80,000. So it's quite the change. They've not quite experienced a stadium and an atmosphere like this season, Juventus. And, you know, that's more for the likes of the new players like Timothy Weah, who's joined from Lille in the French league, who don't usually play in front of huge crowds. So it can be quite a big pressure for some of the younger players to play in such an atmosphere like San Siro, which did become a home to both Inter and AC Milan in 1947. As it's AC Milan in the centre circle, all Juventus plays behind the ball currently, as it is Fikayo Tomori on it, the former Chelsea man, born in Canada. Fikayo Tomori represents England, as we know, as the ball's been chipped out to the right to Pulisic, running away from the Juventus goal as he's been pressed here by Kostic. And it'll go back to halfway now to Fikayo Tomori, who's playing in the middle of a back three, which can be created when one of the AC Milan fullbacks drift into midfield. Still, all Juventus players behind the ball here, with Chow on the ball. Goes out to the right to Calabria, midway inside the Juventus half. Goes back again towards halfway to Chow. Easy ball out to the left. It's a low ball to Florenzi, who takes a touch forward. Plays the ball forward to Giroud, then out wide. Cut out by Weyer. Ball played inside to Milik. Doesn't have a lot of time on the ball. Tackled quickly by Adli. Well, one back by AC Milan, and they'll build again with Yacine Adli, the central midfielder, who has started the last 4 games now due to the injury of Rade Krunic, who is back in the squad. The Bosnian central midfielder. But his injury, his muscle injury, is giving Yacine Adli a chance to start for AC Milan. He's been pretty decent, but he misplaces a pass there, and Moise Kean can bring it away for Juventus. Just inside the AC Milan half, he's tackled, and the ball will run through for a Juventus throw-in midway inside the AC Milan half. As it is still 0-0, under 28 minutes in, we've had one huge chance with Olivier Giroud about 15 minutes in, where his shot towards the far post in the 18-yard box was tipped behind by Wojtek Szczesny. The Frenchman thought he'd scored, but he hadn't, as Moise Kean right towards the corner flag overruns the ball, and it'll be a goal kick for AC Milan. The fixture, the history of this fixture, as I mentioned before, it's the 240th meeting between these two. We've had 98 AC Milan wins and 90 draws and 109 Juventus wins. Juventus had won 9 in a row in all competitions from 2017 to 2019, but tide has changed a little bit, where it's been AC Milan who's favourited this game more often than not, where they did the league double over Juventus last season, winning 2-0 at home and 1-0 away, not conceding a goal. As it's now with Leao, midway inside the Juventus half on the left. He's one-on-one with Timothy Weah. Keeps the ball moving. He goes back to Tomori on halfway. Not rushing it here, AC Milan, who have scored 16 goals so far in their opening 8 league games this season, averaging 2.63 points per match, with 7 wins and a loss. As we're close to the half an hour mark. It's Tomori on the ball just inside the AC Milan half. Goes forward to halfway down the right-hand side to Calabria. He's got Pulisic coming closer as an option. He'll use the American, and he'll go back to Calabria on halfway. It's now with Malik Chow, 22-year-old German centre-half. Now with Reinders on the left, driving inside towards the centre of the field. Tries a 1-2 with Musa, but he loses out to Weston McKennie. Ball forward to Milik. Now out to the left to Moise Kean. He offers the ball to Chow, who will take it away from Moise Kean. And he's pulled down by the Juventus striker. And it'll be a free kick for AC Milan. Once they win the ball, Juventus, they don't really have a lot going on forward. They've got 2 strikers to aim at, but neither of them can really make the ball stick at the minute. Florenzi on halfway. Again, Juventus setting up to defend. Out to the right to Pulisic in the final third. 1-0 with Kostic. Goes back to Calabria. First time cross. Headed away by Locatelli. And now with Milik, who lifts it out to the left side. Is he overcooked that pass? He's not. Rabiot's kept it in expertly, but then he loses out to Chow on halfway. It's now AC Milan back in possession. AC Milan, who finished a lacklustre 4th place last season. 20 wins. They were 6 points ahead of 5th place Atalanta, but 20 points off top spot Napoli. Did have that good run to the Champions League semi-final though. AC Milan, where they were beaten by Inter in the end. Yunus Musa on the right-hand side. Chopping, playing it back inside to Reinders on the edge of the box. Back out to the right to Pulisic. Takes a touch, wants a low cross, tries it, comes back to him off Kostic. Running away from the Serbian. Edge of the 18-yard box, tries to lift the ball in towards the box. It's headed away by Locatelli, picked up by Kostic. Played into the path of Moise Kean, who takes away from Adli, but then loses out to Chow due to being fouled by the German centre-half. And it'll be a free kick for Juventus. One that they are happy to be given. Yeah, just took out Moise Kean there, Malik Chow, before winning the ball. And there he is, Massimiliano Allegri. Was once the manager of AC Milan for 4 years, winning 91 of his 178 games in charge of the red side of Milan. Very interestingly, it might not be interesting to you, but a couple of weeks ago, whilst on holiday in Italy, I was very fortunate to travel and see the San Siro in person and have a tour of it, and it is an absolute beauty of a stadium. As Juventus just have the ball here on halfway, but it is seriously a good-looking ground. So historic, so big as well from the outside, and being touchline it was just quite surreal, really, as a lifted ball out to the right-hand side for Timothy Weah. Couldn't quite keep it in, just overhit there midway inside the AC Milan half. So it'll be a throw-in for the home side. It's taken back onto the edge of the 18-yard box by Yassine Adli. Plays the ball forward towards Musa, who nods it out wide right now for Pulisic. He just has to run back into his own half to collect the ball here and go back inside to other American, Yunus Musa, who looks for a switch out to the left, asking too much of Florenzi on halfway. Couldn't keep it in, thrown for Juventus. Quite a lot of Americans on the pitch, which is, great. Well, I'm not American, so I'm not too bothered, but, for Americans, it must be great to see you've got Yunus Musa and Christian Pulisic, 2 Americans from AC Milan. Then you've got Timothy Weah and Weston McKennie for Juventus. Good for the American game, for sure, as Timothy Weah throws this ball down the line. Header won by Tamori, kept alive by Locatelli, as Rabiot will go out to the left to Kostic, midway inside the AC Milan half. He's got Rabiot making a run forward in the box, and he finds him. He goes for the shot, and he drags it wide. Not as dangerous as what first could have been there for Rabiot. Dragged it quite far wide in the end. He made the run off Musa, who couldn't quite track him. And as he got the shot away on the left side of the box there, he just curled it wide. Yeah, a couple of yards wide there in the end. I think Morante may have had it covered anyway, but good chance there for Juventus. Good running in behind there by Adrian Rabiot, who did score a superb 11 goals last season in all competitions. One of them in the Europa League quarterfinals to Sporting Lisbon. It's Florenzi, first time ball in behind, finds Leao. What a pass! He tries to square it towards Giroud, 8 yards out, but it's cut out and brought away here by Federico Gatti. It goes forward towards Milik. Federico Gatti had just ran the ball out of play on the Juve right, so it'll be an AC Milan throw-in. That's midway inside the Juventus half. It's going to be Alessandro Florenzi to take the makeshift left back. Goes back into his own half with the throw to Tomori. He's been forced back once more to Antonio Mirante. Former Juventus himself. Mirante, the 40-year-old, was at the club from 2000 to 2008. Born in July of 1983. As it's Juventus on the ball, AC Milan just lost possession there, and it's on the edge of the 18-yard box with Bremer, formerly of Torino, the Brazilian centre-half. He's really good aerially, the 6'2" Brazilian, and he's got good speed as well. As he plays a lifted ball here towards Timothy Weah, who's got forward from right wing back. He flicks it on towards the run of Milik, but he just can't quite take it away from Chow. And it'll be a ball in the hand, or in the hands, for Mirante. And he rolls it out to the right back, Calabria. He'll drive forward, past the halfway line with a pass forward to Musa, who's just drifted out to the right hand side, trying to take on Kostic. But he's tackled by the Serbian, and it'll be a throw in by Musa into Calabria, and AC Milan can start again. 9 minutes to go until we've played the first 45 of this fixture, where it is second against third currently in the league standings. As Reinders lifts the ball to the edge of the box, he's brought down by Calabria, nodded towards Giroud, but he's cleared by Bremer. Helped forward though by Chow, and AC Milan keep possession. Good defensive work by Juventus. They've just not looked that great going forward. We have just had that chance from Rabiot, but that's just about it of what they've created in the opening 36 minutes. Halfway line is Tomori. Out to the left here is Leao, midway inside the Juve half. He's got a bit of work to do. A lot of black and white shirts behind the ball. He'll go for a lifted ball to the far post where the header's won by Pulisic 6 yards out. And it'll be a goal kick. The American wants the corner. It was a diagonal crossing. It was curling in towards goal there by Leao. And Pulisic had just got up there above Kostic. And I think that may be a corner. Can't quite see clearly from the replay whose ball that should have been, but it's been given as a goal kick. Pulisic not happy. Now he's settled in his new home. Only played Juventus once previously, Pulisic. It was a 70-minute appearance for Chelsea in a 4-0 Champions League group stage win back in 2021. Szczesny with the goal kick towards Rabiot. Flicks it on towards Milik. It's Tomori with the error, and it nearly slips in Moise Kean in the box, but it's a slide challenge and a tackle away by Calabria, and it'll be a throw-in for Juventus. It's flicked on, and Tomori just misread the bounce there, and it nearly allowed Moise Kean to get in behind. But it was another good covering tackle by Calabria. Not the first time he's done that tonight. The captain tonight, Davide Calabria, playing his 13th game against Juventus. Won 3 and lost 6 of the previous 12 he's played in. Weston McKennie gone out to this far side for the throw. He's not gone in the box. He's gone to Kostic, who on the angle tries to put a cross in. It's deflected off Pulisic, and it'll be McKennie again with the throw. This time he might launch it in the box, the Juve number 16. And as the ball has been worked back to McKennie, he'll then pick the ball up in the box for the long throw. He's got the likes of Rabiot to aim for, Keane, Milik. Goes towards Rabiot, header won though by Musa, and helped on by Pulisic, but he's helped it back inside the box, and Musa fails the first clearance, headed away by Calabria and volleyed by Reinders in the end, and Giroud will give chase on halfway for this one for AC Milan. Can't quite bring it down, and Bremer clears forward for Juve. Flicked on by Milik towards Moise Kean, but it's dealt with there by Malik Chow. And a free kick will be given. I think Keane was offside when it was cleared forward by Bremer. Let's have a look. Well, both of them, Milik and Keane, were both offside there as Bremer cleared. There's another lofted ball over the top. Will be given chase to here by Reinders for AC Milan towards the corner flag, but it'll be seen out there by Federico Gatti. And it'll be a goal kick for Juventus, who have conceded just the 6 goals so far this season. Pretty decent defensive record for Juventus, with their biggest win so far this season coming in the opening game away from home to Udinese. As Timothy Weah plays a ball down the right channel for Moise Kean, and he gets around Malik Chow and he's been pulled down. Could we see red? We do. He's done that a few times, Moise Kean. Or is it Tomori? Who's the one? I think it's Chow. Tomori's trying to plead his innocence for him on the behalf of his centre-back partner. But it's Malik Chow who currently sees red. It was just a basic, simple ball by Timothy Weah down the Juventus right, looking for Moise Kean. And both Moise Kean and Milik have both been doing that, just making a nuisance of themselves, just running in behind, looking for the ball. And as the ball goes through, Moise Kean lets it run across his body. Malik Chow mistimes it. Let's have a look here. Ball goes down the line. Just haven't quite got a camera angle for it. They're trying to find a camera angle where they show the incident. Here we go. Ball played through. Moise Kean let it run through. Malik Chow mistimed the ball. Pulled down Moise Kean. They debate if he's last man, and I think he is seeing red, and I think he's been given his marching orders. Malik Chow, German centre-half, 22 years of age, receives his first red card in AC Milan colours, and that could really change the game. It's AC Milan 0, Juventus 0. Just about 4 minutes to go till half-time, and we've got a red card. Back-to-back red cards now for AC Milan. Their goalkeeper was sent off in the 98th minute in their last game against Genoa away from home, Mike Maignan. Now Malik Chow's been sent off for a last-man challenge. Really good forward play, though, by Moise Kean to let the ball run across his body and through in behind to run round Malik Chow, who also missed the ball himself. And as Malik Chow was trying to turn to try and stop Moise Kean going in behind, he had to pull him down, and the red card's been given. And it's Kostic on the edge of the box here with the free kick. He floats it in. It's headed on by Giroud to the left side of the box now, where Moise Kean will let the ball run through for a throw-in as it's headed away by Yunus Musa. So how the game could change now. Probably see a change soon for AC Milan as they're now down to 10 men. Locatelli on the left. Floats the ball in. It's a curling one. It's a header won by Leao, but there's a free kick there on Florenzi in the 18-yard box, and the attack will die and simmer down. I think the change will be made now for AC Milan, I believe. I think that's what the referee was signalling there. Literally, Moise Kean just let the ball go in behind, and he tried to run around Chow, and then he just pulled him down very cynically. And I think the referee has given the right decision there, to be completely honest. And the man who has to be withdrawn, he is not happy. He applauds the crowd as he departs, and it's Christian Pulisic. So one of the 4 Americans who've started tonight's game has gone off, and it's Christian Pulisic, and he'll be replaced by centre-half Pierre Kalulu, French centre-back, 23 years of age, signed from Lyon 3 years ago. Can play both right-back and left-back alongside his natural position of centre-half, Kalulu. So we'll see what kind of system change we get now, because obviously they can go back to a back 4, but they've lost a man in attack as Leao heads it forward from the free kick, but it's won by Weah, who clears forward beyond the halfway line, but it's a header won by Kalulu towards Reinders, who loses out to Locatelli, and McKennie works out left to Kostic on halfway. Enters the AC Milan half. He's not got many options, the Serbian, but he goes down the line looking for the onrushing McKennie, who blocks the pass from Kalulu, and it'll be a throw-in for AC Milan. Deep inside their own half here. Sorry if the camera's been a little bit, not smooth. My PC is just having a bit of a day off. It's moving a bit slow. So I do apologise for the camera not being, the best of qualities. As the throw-in is lost by Giroud. Couldn't quite keep it in play on the AC Milan right there. So it'll be a throw-in for Juventus towards the halfway line, about 10 yards into the AC Milan half. And Juventus will fancy this now, as he throws it back to halfway line now to Rigani. And they've been forced all the way back here now to Wojtek Szczesny, who did actually play AC Milan twice as an Arsenal player in the 2011-2012 Champions League last 16. It's been clipped down the Juventus left, looking for Rabiot. He keeps it in here on the final third on the left-hand side. Step overs and a cross all the way through to Moise Kean. And at the far post from a couple of yards out, he sticks it wide. Big chance for the man who got the AC Milan defender, Malik Chow, sent off. It's a teasing ball by Rabiot, who's got it onto his weaker right foot, and it went right across the 6-yard box, and Moise Kean got there first, and he should have scored. Literally a couple of yards out. It's at the far post. It's a tight angle, but he's got to be getting it on target at the very least. And Moise Kean, who's looking for his first goal of the season, fails to hit the back of the net at San Siro. Remains 0-0. We hit the 45th minute. AC Milan down to 10. We've got 3 minutes of added on time, but Moise Kean, he's got to get on that with a goal, surely. As the Morante goal kicks, won by Milik. And then it's regathered for AC Milan by Calabria, who take a huge touch forward, and he chases his own touchdown, and it's Regani who has to play it out for an AC Milan throw-in. Battle midway into the Juventus half. Well won there by Calabria to win the throw-in, so high into the Juventus half, and then he does that all the way by throwing it back to the halfway line with Pierre Kalulu. It's now with Adley, who's joined the back line for AC Milan to pick up the ball deep and dribble forward past Moise Kean, then out wide left to Florenzi, who lifts the ball towards the edge of the box to Giroud, who flicks it inside to Leao. In the box he shoots, it's deflected off of Regani, and it then can be cleared by Locatelli, but picked up by Adley again, who pokes it through towards Leao, but he's just dispossessed there by Gatti. And Juventus can be the team now to break forward. The centre half, he still strides forward. He's been brought down there by Musa, but he keeps it alive here, and he's now with Locatelli. Out to the left to Filip Kostic. It's about 10 yards inside the AC Milan half. Just inside the centre circle is Locatelli. He strides forward himself and goes out to the right side to McKennie. Finds Weah midway inside the AC Milan half. It's Giroud who's back doing some defensive work on the AC Milan left, as Weah has been forced back to the halfway line with Gatti. It's now AC Milan under a little bit of pressure. Rabiot lifting a ball into the box. It's Weah on the left side. He pulls it across. It's really well dealt with by Tomori. Deflects it back out wide for Juventus with Kostic on the left. He tries another cross himself. With deflected off Calabria and taken quickly by Kostic with the throw-in. He gets the return off Regani. Puts an early cross in himself. It deflects into the box. It's helped on by Bremer. But it's a weak one and it can be collected by Morante. That Leao shot that was blocked by Regani a minute or two ago came off the back of his head there. No hands used. He made sure he kept his hands well tucked in. But AC Milan don't look too rocked by the sending off. They'll want half time to get some more tactical info by Stefano Pioli. As Morante's goal kick is helped on by Giroud. It's now out towards Leao on the left. He will get there ahead of Weah, but just runs out of pitch on the near side here. And it'll be a throw-in for Timothy Weah and Juventus. If you are enjoying this commentary, make sure you like and subscribe. My next commentary is Arsenal travelling to Sevilla on Tuesday night, and then my one after that is Brighton playing Ajax in the Europa League. And then we've also got another Sunday morning commentary where I believe it's Blackburn. Can't remember who they're playing. I do apologise, I should know. But I'll let you all know at half-time which commentaries are coming up this month as we played the 3 minutes of added on time. And at San Siro, it finishes after the first 48 minutes of the first half. AC Milan 0, Juventus 0. A game which has had chances. It really has had chances. 15 minutes in is where we got the first big chance. It was really good skill by Rafael Leao on the left. He was giving Federico Gatti a bit of a run around, and he worked the cross in with his right foot into Giroud at the near post, and with his left foot he got a shot low across goal, but it was tipped behind and away from goal by Szczesny. It was a really, really good save by the Polish international, and that was the first really big chance of the game. And for Juventus, their only real big chance came 10 minutes before half-time, where Kostic released the ball down the left for Rabiot, who, similarly to Giroud, had a shot on the left side of the box, and he also lashed it across goal towards the far post, but his was a bit further wide, and his went for a goal kick. So, in terms of big chances, it's probably one apiece, really, but the big moment in the game was 5 minutes before the half, where Malik Chow, for AC Milan, received his first ever red card for the club, where there was a ball down the Juventus right by Timothy Weah into the AC Milan half towards Moise Kean. He let the ball run across his body and in behind. Malik Chow missed the ball himself, and then Moise Kean went to run around the centre half, and as he got around Malik Chow, who was trying to recover himself after being turned by Moise Kean, pulled him back to stop him from going in behind one-on-one with Mirante, and in the end he was deemed as the last man, and he was sent off for his challenge on Moise Kean. So AC Milan are down to 10. Pulisic has had to come off to bring on another defensive player, which is Pierre Kalulu. But despite a half, which has been pretty evenly contested, really, AC Milan have had more possession, but Juventus haven't looked out of place. It is 0-0. One big chance apiece, as I've said. AC Milan have had 6 shots so far, 1 on target, which was the Giroud strike, which was well saved by Szczesny. Juventus have had 5 shots, none on target. The closest was Rabiot, 35 minutes into the game. So 1 chance apiece. AC Milan had the better chance for sure out of the 2 we've had so far. AC Milan have had more possession, but that could now swing due to the red card. But at half-time, it's 0-0. Both teams have had a chance. AC Milan have become the closest. It was well saved by Szczesny, but they are down to 10 men. Malik Chow with the red. What difference will that make? We'll have to wait and see. After half-time, obviously it's going to be a big 15 minutes now for Stefano Pioli, the 57-year-old head coach for AC Milan. But in fairness, it'll also be an equally as big a half-time talk for Massimiliano Allegri with Juventus, with the fact that they've got a great chance to come to San Siro and take 3 points off AC Milan here, who I've mentioned before have won all their first 3 home games in the league this season. AC Milan, Juventus have failed to win their last 2 games away from home, so they've not been great on their travels in the last couple of weeks before the international break. But it's been a decent game, don't get me wrong. Like I said, only 2 big chances. AC Milan's chance was a big one. Juventus's was I wouldn't say really a big chance. It was more just an opening, which Rabiot just failed to get on target. But definitely second half, we need some more big chances. It could come. It really depends where this game goes, because AC Milan, despite being down 10 men, I think they'll still fancy trying to win this game. Having the home crowd on their side, I definitely think they'll fancy winning it. But then Juventus, they're a decent side. They've got good players, so they'll fancy winning it. I think this could be an interesting second half. I think it just depends which direction AC Milan takes this game. And if they kind of go a bit more defensive, we could get a bit of a stalemate, I think. Because I think it's one of those games where Juventus will want to win having a man extra, but they definitely don't want to lose it having a man extra. So they won't want to overcommit and let, spaces in behind, because at the end of the day, AC Milan have still got Rafael Leao on the pitch, who is absolutely dangerous and rapid when he gets the ball. So it'll be a very interesting tactical battle in the second half with the sending off, which is going to make an interesting game for sure. So we'll wait and see how it all unfolds when the second half gets underway, which will be in around 10, 12 minutes time at San Siro. But this draw would keep both sides in the position where they started the game in. AC Milan started the weekend top, but they then dropped to second after Inter Milan winning their game. They'd be on the same record as Inter Milan. AC, if they were to draw, both teams would have won 7, drew 1 and lost 1. Inter Milan are currently top on goal difference. Inter Milan's goal difference is 19 and AC Milan's is only 8. So Inter would go top on goal difference. Juventus would be on 18 points in third place, so they'd go 4 points behind both Milan teams. It's very early on in the season, so you don't want to lose games you feel you shouldn't lose. Like Juventus, they probably feel like they shouldn't be losing this now, even though they're away from home in a very hostile atmosphere. They do have an extra man, which they've got to take advantage of in some way. Definitely would be very poor if they were to go on and lose this game. Juventus, with the quality they have in their side. But in the build-up to these games that I commentate on, I do some research on both teams, so I can inform you on the players and the club's form and everything like that. But I was researching Juventus's history, and literally last season they were done for financial fair play breaches. They were deducted 10 points, which put them on 62 points, which put them in 7th place, which gave them a Europa Conference League spot, which then was then taken away due to the financial fair play. UEFA then banned them from European competition. But it's not the first time they've been in bad controversy like this. Juventus. It is the Calciopoli scandal with the referee. Basically, they were found of bribing referees back in 2000. Back in 2004, and it meant they were relegated to Serie B in the 2006-2007 season, which they ended up winning that division, obviously. But I just find it very interesting because their titles that Juventus won in the 04-05 season and the 05-06 season were stripped away. They weren't given those titles, which I find very interesting. So it's not the first time that Juventus have been in the crossfire of off the field antics and punishment. Really, that was a crazy one for me. That Calciopoli scandal with the referee and being stripped of 2 league titles. That's pretty serious, and being relegated as well to the league below that's serious. That from Juventus, and again they've been now punished again with financial fair play this time, and it's one of them. It can easily act as a blessing in disguise. Not the fact that they've been deducted 10 points from last season, but the fact that now this season they have literally got the league title to deal with and the cups. It might turn in their favour. Having less games, more time to re-energise and rest, and they might have a decent little title charge this season. They haven't won it since Maurizio Sarri was in charge in 2020. So if they win tonight as well, they go up to 20 points. They would be 1 behind AC Milan in second with 21, and they'd be 2 behind Inter Milan, who's top of the league. So they could definitely have a good run at the league title, I think, this season, under Allegri, who's won 6 Serie A titles, 5 of them with Juventus. It's his second spell at Juventus as well for Allegri. His first spell was from 2014 to 2019, and now he rejoined in 2021, and he's managing his 388th game for Juventus. And if they score 2 goals tonight, if they score 2 tonight, it would be 700 goals that have been scored whilst he's been managing Juventus. But we'll have to see if we get any goals, because this game could go in multiple directions, I think, with the sending off of Malik Chow, the AC Milan centre-back. The second half will be getting underway shortly. So it's still 0-0. Oh yeah, the commentary's coming up on the channel. Find my phone. So, on Tuesday, I do know Tuesday we've got Arsenal travelling to Sevilla, 8 o'clock kick-off. Then on the Thursday, we've got Brighton against Ajax on the 26th, and then we've got Coventry against West Brom. It's not Blackburn, it's Coventry against West Brom on the Sunday at 12 o'clock, 30th of October. And then we have a double header on the 5th of November, where Arsenal women take on Manchester City women. So it'll be the first ever women's game on the channel. And after that, we will also be covering Luton against Liverpool. So that should be a double header on the same day. Arsenal women taking on Manchester City women, and then Luton welcoming Liverpool. And then we have Aston Villa against AZ Alkmaar on the 9th of November. And then we have Bournemouth Newcastle on the 11th of November. And on the 19th of November, we have another women's game where Manchester United women take on Manchester City women. And then later on in the month, next month, this is a month's time, we've got Barnet Oldham in the National League and Brentford Arsenal as well. So gives you an idea of the games that are coming up on the channel if you support any of them, or even if you don't and you're a neutral. Come and make sure you check them out, get the commentary on, have this in the background, play your EAFC 24 games, and I will keep you updated on the action of the game that is being played. Because even though we have this beautiful layout on this channel, these live streams aren't, you don't have to watch me commentate, put me on in the background. You don't have to look at my face for a full 90 plus minutes. You can put me on in the background, put me to the side, and as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing, obviously. And yeah, you can keep up to date with whatever game's on. Try and cover a wide variety of games. Trying to cover quite a few different leagues, different European games as well. Don't want to just do Champions League. We do Europa League. I think the Aston Villa game, when I do Aston Villa against AZ Alkmaar, I think that's my first Conference League game, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be pretty fun. With Aston Villa winning as well today, 4-1 against West Ham at home. They're looking dangerous under Unai Emery. At home, 4-1 against West Ham. Didn't they beat Brighton? Was it 5-1? God, my memory should be better than that. Was it 5 or 6-1? I can't remember. That's poor from me. I like to remember those things. 6-1 it was. Wow. 6-1 against Brighton. Yeah, 4-1 West Ham, 6-1 Brighton. They beat Chelsea away, Palace at home, Burnley away. So, they're looking dangerous under Unai Emery. Aston Villa, as we are close to kick-off. The second half, at San Siro. Let me try and get a picture as well of me at San Siro, as I was there a couple of weeks ago on holiday in Italy. Went to Venice, Verona, Milan, stayed at Lake Garda. It was absolutely brilliant. So actually, not saying this is the team I'm supporting tonight or anything, but hold on. Just looking back, it's quite funny. Well, that's a show. So there I am in the AC Milan changing rooms. And get the brightness up as well. And there is me, pitch side. No, not pitch side. That's me in the Inter Milan changing room. Yep, there I am. Just about to see me there in the Inter Milan changing rooms, and then there I am, pitch side at the San Siro where the game is being played tonight. There we go. Look at it. Beautiful. So, have recently been there. That was on the 10th of October, so literally like a week and a half ago, which is pretty crazy. Let's try and focus back up again. I'm hoping it'll just refocus, but there's me back at San Siro. God, is that focusing? I can't even tell. But it's honestly, you've got to go. It's really it's such a special ground. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, you just have to be there. Like, it's absolutely massive. Like, seriously, it's huge. And you can just feel, you can just feel the history of the ground. It's weird, like, especially being pitch side and sitting in the stands as well, and being in the changing rooms and all that. It's just it was a very cool experience for sure, and I was very glad to go. Bought two flags, bought two scarves, one of each. Didn't want to. Sat on the fence really. I didn't sit on the fence actually. I bought an Inter Milan, like, black Nike t-shirt with like the Inter Milan badge central with the Nike tick just above it, all blacked out. That was pretty cool. But I did buy a flag. Why do I keep saying flag? A scarf of each. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, very much recommend to go to Milan. Go to Milan anyway. It's a pretty cool place, but especially to go and see San Siro. That is for sure, as we have the Juventus players here re-emerging from the tunnel. It's a long walk as well to the pitch, by the way, from the from the changing rooms. It's quite a long corridor that you've got to go through to get to the pitch. I think AC Milan players are already back out on the field as we've got a goalless first half, but we've had a man sent off through Malik Chow for AC Milan. Will we get some goals in the second half? I hope so. We are commentating on 4 games this week, as I mentioned before, and let's hope for some goals in all of them. So here are the other AC Milan players emerging back onto the hallowed turf. A stadium that opened in 1926, and as I've mentioned before, but if you weren't here, I'll mention it again, it became the home of both AC Milan and Inter Milan in 1947. One loss so far this season for AC Milan. It was an away loss at San Siro, which sounds funny, but they were technically at home against, technically away against Inter Milan, where they were beaten 5-1 as well. It was a pretty heavy beating by their arch rivals. As in their opening 8 games, Juventus have scored 14 goals, 7 at home, 7 away, conceding 6, keeping 5 clean sheets, 2 at home and 3 away. And here we go, Giroud kicking off, AC Milan kicking left to right, Juventus right to left. It's 10 against 11, who will come out on top. Even though they're down to 10 men, they do have home advantage, AC Milan, as it's Adli on the ball for them in the midfield. The French player, Yassine Adli, has played for the French under-20s, as Weston McKennie wins it here from Florenzi in the AC Milan half, and Locatelli forces it out wide right to Milik. Back to McKennie. Midway inside the AC Milan is the former AC Milan player, Manuel Locatelli. Forces it out to the left to Kostic. He's got the overlap of Rabiot, puts an early cross in anyway, and it's Kalulu to head it away. On the side of McKennie on the edge of the box. Works it out to the right here to Weah. He wants to put a cross in himself. It's blocked by Florenzi and cleared by the makeshift left back. Only as far as Bremer. As Juventus keep it alive here in the AC Milan half. Apologies, I forgot to do the timer again. Rabiot on the left here. He's got Kostic behind him in support. And he'll play it to the Serbian. And I go back to halfway now to Daniele Rugani, who's got a 50% record. Rugani against AC Milan, 12 games. Previously, 6 wins. It's McKennie. It's AC Milan's turn now to sit behind the ball. How the tables have turned after the start of the second half. It was the other way around in the first half. It was Juventus sitting behind the ball and AC Milan putting the pressure on. It's on halfway line with Bremer. Going for an audacious diagonal switch out to the left-hand side, which has been cut out by the head of Calabria, but it's still allowed to be dealt with there. And it's Kostic who loses out here to Musa. Headed back forward by Locatelli. Tried to be helped on by Keane, but it's cleared by Kalulu. Helped on by Giroud, who's left Bremer down, but it's actually Leao to win the free kick. Bremer went down on the challenge of Giroud, used his right arm to gain an advantage, and he flicks it on. Not really much in it, to be honest. And the play continued, and the flick on went to Rafael Leao, who was then brought down for AC Milan. And it was the home side to win the free kick. Let's have a look. It was helped on. And then, yeah, Gatti just having a hold there of Leao and winning the free kick there inside his own half of the Portuguese international. He's got only the 1 goal against Juventus previously. Rafael Leao, it came in a 4-2 home win in July of 2020. Did start against Slovakia in the international break for Portugal. As Kostic hooks away behind his head. It'll be a throw-in for AC Milan, midway inside the Juventus half. Even though they've got 10 men, they will look to try and score. It's Davide Calabria with the throw. His last appearance for his country, Italy, was back in June of 2022 in a 5-2 loss to Germany. He plays it back here to the halfway line to Kalulu. He's been forced back once more here to Morante, who's not really been tested. I say he's not really been tested. He hasn't been tested. Juventus haven't had a shot on target yet tonight. As it's Morante. Lifted ball towards Giroud. It drops in the end to Kostic, who hooks over the halfway line and is up towards Milik, who will challenge Tomori for it. His touch is heaven. It will be picked up by Calabria on halfway. He's been brought down by the Polish international, It'll be a free kick for AC Milan. Going in a little bit too heavy there. Arkadiusz Milik, formerly of Marseille, spent last season on loan at Juventus from Marseille, now joined permanently this summer. Has 2 goals previously against AC Milan. It was a brace when he was at Napoli in August of 2016 in a 4-2 win at home. This is Leao around the outside of Gatti. Gets the pull back towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but it's cut out there by Federico Gatti. And it'll be a corner kick for AC Milan. Really dangerous Leao. 24 years old. He is electric. Went around the outside. Got the left-footed pull back, and he actually was deflected away by Bremer for the corner kick. Defending by the Brazilian. It's going to be an in-swinger, from the far side here. I think it's going to be Florenzi again to take. The 6-yard box is packed with everyone pretty much inside the 6-yard box. It's a floater in there. Punched away by Szczesny toward the edge of the box. Kept away by Adli. Hooked away by McKennie away from Giroud. But as far as Florenzi. It's now out to the left side here to Reinders. Tries to turn Regani. And he will get around Regani towards the corner flag here. Reinders keeps it alive and he plays it back to Florenzi, who crosses. That came off the hand of, I think that's Kostic on the right side there for Juventus. And it'll be a free kick for AC Milan. No complaints from the Serbian, because he knows that he handled that. It's a great chance here for AC Milan on the left side here in the final third. It's on the far left side, so it's only available for a cross. Did come off the hands of Kostic there. So a rightly given free kick. Who will take this free kick? 5.5 minutes into the second half. It's AC Milan 0, Juventus 0. The AC Milan are down to 10 men, but they will look to try and take the lead again. It's going to be an in-swinging cross from Florenzi this time again, who's been taking all the corners, in-swingers and out-swingers. It's a low one, headed away towards the near post by Weston McKennie, and he'll drop out here to the far right-hand side for AC Milan with Yassine Adli. He's trying to keep the ball away, and he gets it away from Timothy Weah. Chops back on the inside. Back on the outside again. Chops back on the inside, and he's been tackled unfairly, and that'll be another free kick for AC Milan. It's a yellow card as well for Timothy Weah. Never looked confident there one-on-one with Yassine Adli to Timothy Weah, and he was chopping, he was turning one way then the other, and then the final chop he made to try and get back on the inside, he was chopped down with a slide tackle by the American. And it'll be another free kick for AC Milan, this time on the right side, so on the near side for us, watching on. Felt like Yassine Adli was doing too much, really, with his chops and his turns, but he eventually dragged out the free kick, so it was worthwhile in the end. And again, Florenzi on this near side to take it. It's almost an angle that you would get if you went short for a corner. So it's not quite in the corner flag, it's about 10 yards away from it, but it's a good angle for a cross here. With Florenzi to take it, it's a curler, it's helped on towards the far post, I think by McKennie. And he'll drop out to the left side here to Yunus Musa. He'll recycle the ball in the box with a low one, and it cannons off the head of the referee. And it'll be a drop ball, I think, in the end. It was a bad cross by Yunus Musa, really, towards the near post. It's not. I mean, I know it is the referee's fault that he's in the way, but he's not badly positioned. It's just a bit of a bad cross. And the ball's been dropped down, and it's given to, I think that is Musa, and his pass has been intercepted. It falls to Locatelli, who's been shoved from behind, and he'll win the free kick, and he'll take it quickly across to Rabiot on the left-hand side. He passes the halfway line. He wants to go forward to Kostic, but instead goes to his right to Locatelli. He's just inside the centre circle. He plays out to the right here to Federico Gatti. Down the line, Timothy Weah, midway inside the AC Milan half. He wants a 1-2 with McKennie, and it will come off for him. Weah down the right-hand side. He crosses, comes off Tomori. Back off of Weah, and a goal kick for AC Milan. Well won there by Tomori. Good 1-2 again, linking up really well, the two Americans for Juventus on that right-hand side. But as he gets towards the byline there, Weah puts the cross in. Tomori came across to slide and block, and it came off Tomori, then back off Weah to win the goal kick for AC Milan. Good defending by Fikayo Tomori. who is yet to lose against Juventus in his career. Got 2 goals against them as well, 1 at home and 1 away. Tomori, so he does like playing Juventus. As the goal kick is helped forward by Timothy Weah for Juventus on halfway, but it's volleyed away by Florenzi. Leao goes down off the ball, and it's a free kick for AC Milan. It's about 15 yards into the Juventus half. He stays down holding his face there after he was fouled by Federico Gatti. He's holding his hair. Leao is holding his face, and he's touched nowhere near his face. Like, I don't understand why he's gone. He's hit his head, but not his face. It's just embarrassing, really, from Rafael Leao, and he wins the free. I mean, it probably is a free kick, really, because he does hit his head, but he's holding his face for some reason. But he's been taken. It's back to the last man at the back for AC Milan. That's Tomori. Out to the right now to Kalulu. Ball inside to Adli, who's looking down the AC Milan right here. He's not got many options, but the pass forward is come off Locatelli, and it'll be a throw-in midway inside the Juventus half for Milan. 10 minutes played, and we're going to get a Juventus change. It's going to be left back, Andrea Cambiasso to come on. Vlahovic is also coming on, so double change. So 23-year-old left back, Andrea Cambiasso, who spent last season on loan at Bologna, who finished 9th place in Serie A. He'll be replacing Kostic. So that's a like for like. So Filip Kostic off for Andrea Cambiasso, and Moise Kean, who drew the red card out of Malik Chow, will be replaced by Dusan Vlahovic. Vlahovic, formerly of Fiorentina, signed in January of 2022 for £62.8 million. I think it's a good change taking off Kostic, because his crossing on that left-hand side just wasn't good enough at all today. And maybe Andrea Cambiasso can change that. Joined in July of 2022 from Genoa. Picked up an ACL injury in late 2019. Cambiasso, but he's back fit now, playing regularly for Juventus. This is his 8th appearance of the season. He's made 4 starts. 2 were in the last 3 games. Obviously now 2 in his last 4, because he was on the bench at the start of this one. And for Vlahovic, it's 4 goals. He got all those 4 goals in the first 4 games, scoring a brace against Lazio. So he's gone quite a few games without a goal now. How they would love him to score, the Serbian. As the ball's gone out to the left here to Cambiasso, midway inside the AC Milan half. He drives inside, he plays a ball forward to the edge of the box to Milik, helps on once more to McKennie, takes it on the turn nicely, gets out to the right to Weah, who's just inside the box here, one-on-one with Florenzi. Trying to cross, he does work across, it deflects off Florenzi for a throw-in right towards the corner flag there on the far side for Juventus. Definitely been the brightest sparks in the game for sure. Weston McKennie and Timothy Weah, for sure, the 2 Americans on that Juventus right. As we're just about to hit the 57th minute, it looks like Weston McKennie's going to go short with the throw-in. He gets the return from Weah, then back to Weah now with the cross. It's towards the near post, header won by Tomori. He'll go out towards the Juventus left, and he'll be picked up here by Cambiasso. Not being pressed here, so it's time to find the pass to Locatelli. Now Vlahovic back out towards the onrushing Cambiasso, but it's a slight tackle from Calabria to stop that forward pass coming off for Juventus. And it's now throwing with Locatelli towards Vlahovic, who's keeping the ball away from Kalulu, but can't work it out wide left to Cambiasso. Just a bit too far ahead of the left wing back, so it'll be an AC Milan throw-in. Unfortunate there from Vlahovic, who was nominated for the Golden Boy Award back in 2020. He's making his 70th Juventus appearance. As it's Musa, it's a misplaced ball, picked up by McKennie midway inside the AC Milan half, but it's a heavy touch, and he allows the tackle from Florenzi, who sets away Leao on the AC Milan left. He's driving inside towards his right foot, tries to poke it towards Musa. Blocked and brought away now by Adrien Rabiot. He's been pressed here by Musa, pulled down by Musa, and it'll be a free kick for Juventus, about 10 yards away from the halfway line. Well won there by Adrien Rabiot, who signed a 1-year extension to keep him at the club till 2024. Rabiot signed in June of this year. Did get an assist against the Netherlands in the international break for France. Rabiot. As it's with Cambiasso, midway inside the AC Milan half here. Goes on the inside to Milik, back heel into the path of Vlahovic in the box. He's got his back to goal. He's trying to work some space for a cross towards the byline. He's not been allowed to get the cross in. Comes off Tomori. And I'll drop to Musa in the right back position for AC Milan. Needs to try and clear it. Goes back to his goalkeeper Morante, who clears first time, but it's only gone as far as the chest of Locatelli, who's been done for handball. It didn't come off his chest. It came off his arm first, says the referee. He's just telling Locatelli that it came off his arm and then his chest, which is probably right there. I think it did come off the arm of Manuel Locatelli. He's got the one goal against his former club, AC Milan, and it was for Sassuolo. And in fact, Manuel Locatelli's move to Juventus only became permanent this summer. His 2-year loan came to an end under last season, where he failed to score last season. His last league goal for Locatelli came in a 4-3 win against Roma back in January of 2021. As we've got 2 changes here. Yassine Adli will be coming off for Rade Krunic, the man who he took the position of while he's been out. Krunic has missed the last 4 with a muscle injury, so Adli has come in to cover for him, so he's back on to play the last half an hour. And Olivier Giroud's just not quite had the rub of the green tonight. He had that one chance in the 15th minute where it was superbly saved by Szczesny, but other than that, he's just struggled to get involved in the game, Giroud, and he'll be replaced by Noah Okafor, who was signed for 14 million euros in the summer from RB Salzburg. The Swiss international has got the 2 goals so far, both in the last 3 games against Cagliari and Lazio. So will those changes make any difference? Is Leao on the ball towards the halfway line? He's been fouled again by Federico Gatti. Free kick for AC Milan. He's winning a lot of those free kicks. Rafael Leao, who signed an extension on his contract till 2028 back in June of this year as well. Scored the 15 goals in the league last season, Leao. He's already on 3 so far this season, and he's opening 8 so far he's played. Obviously, this is the 9th game so far for him. As with Kalulu at the back for AC Milan, forced into his 18-yard box with a pass to his goalkeeper Morante. He's been closed down here by Vlahovic. He's taken on the striker and plays out to the left to Florenzi. Ball round the corner, looking for Leao on halfway. He chests it away from Gatti and plays it inside to Reinders, who overruns it. He's been tackled there by Locatelli and then puts a late challenge on himself. And it'll be a free kick and a yellow card. Pour that from Tijani Reinders, the Dutch midfielder who made the move to Italy this summer. First ever club he's played for away from the Netherlands, his country of birth. Just caught Locatelli late there. It'll be a free kick for Juventus. It's already been taken and they work it out to the left here to Regani. All AC Milan players currently behind the ball. Did AC Milan make 3 changes? Oh, Okafor wasn't the player to come on. It was Jovic. I'm sure it said Okafor come on. Sorry. Apologies. Jovic on for Giroud, not Okafor. Okafor is still on the bench. As it's Locatelli, midway inside the AC Milan half, he's got options forward. He'll play to Vlahovic, whose touch out to the left is intercepted, then cleared by Calabria, who then gets it to Jovic, who's then been brought down cynically by Locatelli. Free kick for AC Milan, midway inside their own half. Well won there by the substitute who's come on, Luka Jovic, not Okafor. Jovic signed on a free after his contract at Fiorentina ended. He only signed a year contract at Fiorentina, and he's done the same at AC Milan. He signed a year contract with an option of an extra year in case he performs well. He was only signed by Real Madrid for 60 million euros in 2019 after a successful campaign with Frankfurt. It's only his 4th appearance of the season, all of them in the league. He only made 1 start, and that came in their last game against Genoa away, which they won. So he's not had much football at AC Milan so far, Jovic, despite having a good year last year at Fiorentina, scoring 6 in 31 in the league, but then got 6 in 13 in the Conference League, where they got to the final. Fiorentina, but were beaten by West Ham. And it's been worked out to the left-hand side here to Cambiasso for Juventus. Ball inside to Weah, who drifted from the right-hand side over to the left. And the ball goes to Locatelli, who strikes from afar. It's deflected and in! It might be their first shot on target, but it's hit the back of the net. The former AC Milan player comes back to haunt his side with a wicked goal due to a deflection. The 40-year-old Morante has been beaten in the AC Milan goal. We'll have to see if that was going on target before the deflection. As I mentioned, Juventus have failed to have a shot on target so far this game. And again, they still might not have had a shot on target yet because I think that might have been going wide by Locatelli. But the deflection was taken, and the goal-scoring ball has been sealed away in a bag. As it was Weah, who again, like I said, just drifted to the left-hand side there from right wing back, and he played it across to Locatelli, and he had no right to really shoot from that distance. He's around 30 yards out, and he shoots. I'm thinking that's going wide. It takes a horrid deflection off newly substituted Krunic, and it deceives Morante, who was diving to his far right corner. It takes a deflection off Krunic's left knee on the edge of the 18-yard box, and it arrows into the net more centrally into the goal than the corner. And Juventus, with 11 men, take the lead against AC Milan with 10. Locatelli with the goal, the former AC Milan player, was at the club for 9 years, played 60-plus appearances for the club, but now he's a Juventus player, and he's scoring for them at the San Siro. 1-0. Again, didn't quite see an angle from the replays to show if that was going on target originally, so it might go down as a Krunic own goal. Locatelli's been given it so far, but like I said, it took a big deflection, but if it was going on target, then obviously it's his goal, but I don't know if it was. But AC Milan have got a big mountain to climb now, a man down, a goal down, but they are at home. As Gatti wins a free kick on Rafael Leal there from a right-back area. Would really like to see an angle where we can see if that has gone straight in on target. Here we go. Oh, that's going wide. It's going so far wide. That has got to go down as a Krunic own goal. Literally. Rade Krunic came on in the 60th minute. He's conceded an own goal in the 63rd. He's only on for 180 seconds. And Krunic scores an own goal. I'm 100% sure that's not going in. And Juventus won't care though. They take the lead. They go up to 20 points. 1 behind AC Milan. They go 2 behind Inter Milan, who are top of the league currently. That's Bremer out to the right-hand side here. Helped on by McKennie on halfway. Up towards Vlahovic. You can't get the return to McKennie. And it's now a free kick, I think, for a handball on McKennie. I think he just handled it by accident there. Weston McKennie. And is he going to be booked for that? The yellow card's out for McKennie. I think for the handball. It's a bit harsh, that, I think. I'll have to see a replay, but McKennie's been booked. It's Musa on halfway for AC Milan. Plays a ball forward, 15 yards to Jovic, who's been faced back towards the halfway line by the press of Regani, but he works out to the right to Calabria. Back to his own half with a pass to Kalulu. He lifts the ball down the right-hand side, looking for Musa. It's a bit overhit, so it'll fall to Regani. He helps it down the line here to Rabiot. Forward now by Locatelli into Cambiasso, and Juventus want more. Across it goes centrally on the pitch is McKennie. Out to the right side to Weah. In the box. Pulls it back to the edge. Weston McKennie! Oh, it must have bobbled. He struck it really poorly. And a goal kick it will be for AC Milan. And it's been taken quickly. Ball forward to Reinders. Now can they try and flip the switch here? Reinders, ball through. It finds Leao. It's a great pass. In the left corner of the box. He lifts it towards the far post to Musa, who does bring it down nicely. He's now on the edge of the box himself, and Juventus get men back. But AC Milan now have more forward. Kalulu. He's just slowing down the play here, not being pressed here by Cambiasso. And Musa goes back here to Calabria. Across to Tamori, who's just on the edge of the centre circle. It's now with Florenzi. Midway inside the Juventus half. He goes to his left to Reinders. Plays it off to number 42. Florenzi, the 32-year-old, formerly of Roma. Out to the right side to Musa, everything to his left, so he goes to Kalulu, who's fancying a cross. He puts a good curling cross in, headed on by Bremer, goes behind Reinders. It'll be picked back up here by Florenzi on the far side, who will recycle the ball of a cross into the hands of Wojtek Szczesny. Easy collection for the Juventus number 1. They've been really good defensively. Juventus keeping the 5 clean sheets in their opening 8 games. As Szczesny distributes out to the right-hand side here to Timothy Weah. Just before the halfway line, he goes back into his own half with a simple pass to Bremer, who his inspiration is Lucio, formerly a Inter Milan centre-back. Lucio, the Brazilian. Now out to Rabiot on the left. Everything to his right here in the final third. Curls across into the penalty spot. Header can't be won by Vlahovic. It's won by Kalulu, only as far as McKennie. About 22 yards away from goal. Works out to the right to Weah, and he gets the return. Runs towards the byline. Lifts the ball into the far post where Kalulu beats Vlahovic to it. And Calabria volleys away for a throw-in. For Juventus. Still in the final third here, Juve. Putting the pressure on. Wanting a second goal with 21 minutes to play. Rabiot will leave the throw-in for Cambiasso to take, who won the Serie B title with Empoli. Cambiasso, back in 2021, now playing regular Serie A football, where he did so last season with a loan spell to Bologna. Now he's being used in the Juventus first team, the 23-year-old. He plays a ball to Rabiot, gets the return midway inside the AC Milan half. On the far left-hand side, he goes back to Locatelli, forward to McKennie. Back to halfway, it goes to Bremer. Out to the left to Rugani. Locatelli drifting out to the left here, towards this near side. AC Milan definitely struggling now with that man less, as they work it to Weah, who's been fantastic tonight, Timothy Weah. Driving inside. Goes back out wide with a pass by Cambiasso to McKennie. It's now Weah, 35 yards away from goal. Goes to his left here to Milik. He's quite far out himself, but works it to the left here to Rabiot. Lifts it into the box here for Cambiasso. He takes it down, back to goal, relays it into Rabiot, who gets the crossing towards the far post, where it can be helped back inwards by McKennie, then cleared by Calabria. And Leao's gone down again. Off the ball foul, and Federico Gatti has been booked for it. Didn't quite see it. It was really off the ball because the camera had gone. But Federico Gatti has been penalised. He's had a right good battle tonight with Rafael Leao. Let's have a look here. So as Calabria cleared it, just tugged the shirt of Leao. And the referee had had enough of that battle tonight. And he books Federico Gatti. It's now with Florenzi on halfway on the AC Milan left. On that far side, they've had a man less since the 40th minute. After Malik Chow was brought down Moise Keane as the last man. Denying a goal-scoring opportunity for sure. As Juventus sit everyone behind the ball currently, as AC Milan have it just inside their own half of Tamori. Shifts it out to the left-hand side here with Florenzi. As it's Calabria, the man to go inside as a central midfielder this time. As it's with Pierre Kalulu. Born in Lyon, came through Lyon's academy before leaving in 2020 to join AC Milan. Scored the one league goal last season in January against Roma in a 2-2 draw. Very versatile Kalulu, can play both left back, right back and centre back. As AC Milan is trying to build forward themselves. Reinders, ball forward to Leao, lets it run through towards the edge of the box. It's cut out by Bremer towards Jovic. And Locatelli, who clears forward to Milik. And Locatelli's been penalised. He slid in to get the ball there, Locatelli. He's been yellow carded. But he must have caught the other man late. The AC Milan man who had gone in with him. It was Florenzi, who also went in with a sliding challenge. They both went to slide for it. And Locatelli got the ball first. That is a rubbish refereeing decision. Locatelli slid in with Florenzi, got the ball first, and they both collided legs together because they're both sliding in the same area. That's shocking. Locatelli's been booked. He got the ball first and just went into Florenzi. Not his own fault. He can't avoid him. Very poor, but it's a free kick for AC Milan. Midway inside the Juventus half on the far left-hand side. So it's a good position to get a cross in here. And Florenzi's still down here, who is the usual set-piece taker for AC Milan, which could cause some issues. Still going down as a Locatelli own goal for now, but I think that was going off target personally. So, he's back to his feet here, Florenzi. Don't think he'll be taking this free kick, though. He won't be. Be a right footer. In it goes. Far post. Leao! 6 yards out. He met the header, but it went very far wide and high and nowhere near the goal, really, there, Leao. He is 6'2", so he is a bit of an aerial threat. And he won the header ahead of Locatelli. And just didn't really have his bearings right. He was looking the wrong way and just kind of bounced off his head. And quite a big chance, really, that for Rafael Leao. Just to talk about the lack of quality chances in this game, we've had 2 shots on target. One for AC Milan in the 15th minute through Giroud, and then one for Juventus, which I think they've put down as the Locatelli goal as a shot on target. I don't think it was even on target, to be completely honest. I really do think it was an own goal, to be honest. As Juventus build, setting away Rabiot on the left, entering the box towards the byline. He needs to pull it back. He can't do before it's blocked by Calabria. Corner kick for Juventus. Needs to be more clinical there with his passing. Rabiot, that was a chance. So, when I know officially whose goal that is, I will let you know. Which separates the two sides. We've got a corner, which will be taken by Cambiasso towards the near post. It's come off a hand, that surely. The referee waves it away. Looks like it came off an AC Milan player. His play continues with Cambiasso on the left. He took the corner. He's one-on-one here with Jovic. Enters the box, lifts the ball in. It's a header won on the 6-yard line by Tomori. Comes only as far as the number 4 for Juventus, Federico Gatti. And he left foot volleys it way over the bar and wide. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't know. Comes off the hand of Kalulu, but it comes off his hand, but it is there. It's tucked in there and bounces off his hand, so it's not in an unnatural position, let's say, so I think he should be okay there. Yeah, still going down as a Locatelli own goal, so I'll have to take the word for it. We still got 15 minutes to go plus added on time. AC Milan did do the league double over Juventus last year. Home and away they beat them. Can that be different? It was the 7th time they'd done the league double in the history over Juventus. AC Milan, they'd done the league double in 09-10, 90-91, 61-62, 60-61, 56-57 and 54-55 season. So it wasn't the first time they'd done the league double over them, but it was the first time since the 09-10 season for AC Milan to do the league double over them, because it was pretty much Juventus dominance in this fixture through 2017-2019 when Juventus won 9 games in a row. As Musa drives forward here for AC Milan towards the right side, right on the edge of the box here. He's been clipped by Rabiot. The referee says no, but AC Milan is still in possession of the ball with Reinders, working it back out to the right to Calabria. Furthest right is Musa, everything to his left here. Lays it back off to Calabria on the angle, edge of the box. He puts a cross into the far post. It's a floater, no one's attacking it. And it can be easily caught there by Szczesny. And it looks like we're getting a double change here for Juventus when the ball next goes out. It's going to be Federico Chiesa and young centre-half, number 13, Dean Huijsen. The Dutch international joined 2 years ago from Malaga. He's a Dutch under-19 international. He's only 18, born in April of 2005, which makes me feel a little bit old because he's younger than me. So he's going to be coming on the centre-half, try to shut up shop a little bit more, maybe Juventus. McKennie on halfway. Plays it inside and he finds Milik. Driving forward from the halfway line. He's got Weah to his right. He'll feed it to the American in the final third. In the box goes the outside of Florenzi. Low ball in. It's well dealt with. Only as far as Locatelli, who shoots again. It's blocked by Kalulu. And it'll go out for a Juventus throw-in on the right-hand side. On that far side again. Close there for Locatelli. He's already been credited with 1 goal, even though it took a big deflection. So here come the changes. So number 14, Milik, is coming off. He had scored in the last 2 games he'd played for Juventus, but he's not scored tonight, but he's worked hard up front. He'll be replaced by Federico Chiesa. And the man on a yellow card who's been facing up against Rafael Leao, Federico Gatti, who scored his first ever Serie A goal in their last game against Torino. He'll be coming off and replaced by number 13, Dean Huijsen, Dutch international, as I mentioned, 18 years old. And if he's going on to play Rafael Leao, that's going to be a big ask for the 18-year-old. As we're going to get some AC Milan changes as well. Calabria is coming off for Simon Kjaer, who takes the captain's armband. And Tijani Reinders will be coming off, and he'll be replaced by number 18, Luca Romero, signed on a free from Lazio, the Italian right winger. He's actually the youngest ever player, Luca Romero, to actually play a La Liga game. He was 15 years old, 7 months and 6 days for Mallorca when they played Real Madrid. So he's got a bit of history, Luca Romero. And as Dean Huijsen comes on for Juventus, the young centre-half, he is making his Juventus debut at San Siro to try and defend this lead that they've got. And he cuts the ball out from Rafael Leao and he shifts it to Bremer. Gored first few touches in the Juventus shirt for Dean Huijsen. It was a long ball forward into the Juventus half and it was towards Leao, but Huijsen stepped forward, chested it down and released the ball. Good confidence for the 18-year-old, and here he is on the ball. He looks very composed on the ball. I like it. Ball played forward by Rabiot to Cambiasso. Back to Rabiot on halfway. Lays it off to Chiesa. His first few touches off the bench. Cambiasso looking in behind for the run of Rabiot. It nearly reaches him. It does reach him in the end because he's pulled down Musa. And it'll be a free kick for AC Milan just inside their own half. Well won by Musa. It's been pulled back there by Adrian Rabiot. So we've had a few changes with 10 minutes to go. Still 1-0. AC Milan were brought to 10 men after the red card of Malik Chow in the 40th minute. And we've had the goal from Locatelli in the 63rd. It was heavily deflected. Still a debate if it's his goal or not. But it's been given it so far as Leao plays it back to halfway to one of the substitutes, Simon Kjær. Plays a ball forward, nice to Jovic. He's about 25 yards away from goal. He's trying to turn towards goal. He's been worked out to the right-hand side here, and he lays it off here to Kalulu. Low ball into the box. It's been dealt with by Huijsen. All as far as Musa. As AC Milan come forward again. Back out to the right-hand side here to Kalulu. He's gone towards a more right-back position, as I mentioned before. Can play right-back and left-back alongside his natural centre-half position. Musa crosses it, comes off Rabiot, and he gets the return. And he goes back now to Simon Kjær, who will let the ball run out for a throw-in. And he will throw it back into his own half with Timor, and he gets the return here, Simon Kjær, making his 6th appearance of the season. They've all come in the league, and Simon Kjær pokes it down the line, and it'll be Musa to get there ahead of Rabiot, and he kicks it off of Rabiot to win a throw-in just inside the Juventus half, and he'll throw it back to Kjær on halfway. Romero. It's now Krunic. Out to the left it goes to Leao in the final third. He's 1-on-1 here with Timothy Weah. Goes an early cross. It's a dangerous one. Header won by Regani in the 18-yard box. And it'll drop to Vlahovic. And Timothy Weah will take over. The counter's on. It's 3v3. Inside to Vlahovic. He's been tackled from behind by Krunic. And he wins it fairly. Timothy Weah stayed down, I think, with cramp. Vlahovic is out the game. AC Milan need to get this forward quickly. Luca Romero, as I mentioned before, signed in the summer on a free from Lazio. He's got it out to the left to Leao. Again, he crosses. Right foot. It's a lifted ball towards the far post. It's not dealt with by Cambiasso. It's brought down by Musa. He's just outside the 18-yard box now on the right-hand side. The American tries to go to the outside of Cambiasso. Has to turn back, though, towards his own goal here. And he lays it off into Kalulu. Now Romero. Off the bench. The 5'5" winger. He's towards the corner flag here. He's 1-on-1 with Huijsen. He keeps the ball shifting. He goes back to Musa, who kicks it off of Chiesa. And it'll be a corner kick for AC Milan. He's trying to play backwards there, and Chiesa's kind of running back towards his own goal, and that's when it deflects off him out for a corner. Let's have a look here. Did Krunic win the ball? I don't think he did. I think that's a foul on Vlahovic. And the referee had a perfect angle of it as well. Looks like Krunic just kicked the back of Vlahovic's leg there. As Timothy Weah has stayed down, holding the top of his foot and the back of his right calf. He's been immense tonight, Timothy Weah, right wing back, by the way. Hasn't scored for a club since May 2022, but he's put a lot of work in. Did score in the World Cup actually for America against Wales. He did play for America in the international break just gone as well. You might remember his dad, George Weah, a very clinical striker. As it looks like Timothy Weah might not be able to continue here. We are seeing Fabio Moretti being readied, the Juventus central midfielder. So we'll have to see if any movements made on that. As it'll be Luca Romero to take this corner for AC Milan. Near side, left-footed in swinger. It's got pace towards the near post. It's a well-won header though by McKennie. Take it away from Kalulu. But he'll keep it alive, Romero, with Kier heading it down the right-hand side now towards Kalulu, who runs out of room there. Just been shoved to the ground there by Dean Huijsen. And Timothy Weah has run all he can. He's been absolutely fantastic tonight, Timothy Weah. Got the assist for the goal. And he's been replaced by Fabio Moretti, who's been at Juventus since 2011, the 20-year-old. Making his 55th appearance for the club. Moretti yet to score for them. Cambiasso throws down the line for Juventus. Towards the halfway line it goes, but it can't be chased down by anyone. Tomori plays it forward now to Krunic. Turns away from Moretti, and the pressure's too much for him. Passes it out of play. You could definitely see Krunic coming back from injury. Just looks a little bit rusty. I mean, it's not his, the own goal isn't because he's rusty. He's just, in the way. And he deflected it into the back of the net. But when he's on the ball so far, Krunic, he's not been great, and he's not been on the ball that often, really. The 30-year-old. Cambiasso gets the return from the throw and goes inside on halfway to Rabiot. Turns away from Romero, goes back to Cambiasso, and it's now Huijsen. Back to Regani, who's playing as the central centre-back, and as Bremer goes to right centre-half. Plays it down the line to McKennie, who's gone to right wing-back. Ball forward towards halfway to Vlahovic, just about shifts it towards Moretti. Loses out, though, to Romero. Big challenges in there, and it's Juventus to come out of it. Rabiot sending it out left here to Cambiasso, who's been good since coming on for Kostic at left wing-back. He was back inside to Chiesa. Plays it into the box to Vlahovic. He wants to try and get the return towards Chiesa, but he's been tackled by Tomori and cleared by Kalulu. Up to Jovic. He needs to try and keep the ball alive here, but he loses it and he drops to Vlahovic on the edge of the box. He strikes it with the left foot. Tipped over the bar well by Morante. Very close there for Vlahovic, who got off to a good start this season, scoring 4 in his first 4. He's not scored since that 4th game, but he nearly got one there, aiming for the top right corner. On the edge of the box there, but it's well saved by the right-hander Morante. And it'll be a corner for Juventus as they try and see out this 1-0 lead they've got at San Siro. Allegri barking out instructions as this would be his 14th win against AC Milan in his 24th meeting against his former side. Being out-swinging corner towards the penalty spot where the head has been run by Rabiot, but it's well over the crossbar. And it'll be a goal kick now for AC Milan to take with Antonio Morante. Juventus, when they were in Europe last season, did reach the Europa League semi-final, but were beaten by eventual winner Sevilla, who I'm commentating on Tuesday night against Arsenal. So make sure you're here for that. Simon Kier, back to Morante, who just has to clear forward, up towards halfway. Header won though by Bremer. Straight to Vlahovic, who goes back to Locatelli in the centre circle. Wide right it goes here to Moretti. Now on the halfway line to McKennie, strides forward, plays it back forward to Moretti, who drives inside here where there's a little bit of space for him, plays the ball forward towards Vlahovic, he's just behind the Serbian, and it'll run through to Morante in the 18-yard box for AC Milan, and he rolls it forward to Simon Kier. Slows the game down here, and they're running out of time. They've just got over 3 minutes plus added on time, and they could do with just going for it here. I know they've got 10 men, but it's only 1-0, and a ball to Florenzi. He's gone under his foot and out for a throw-in. And all he can do is apologise. That's so bad. It's one of them. I mean, you just can't excuse that. It's a simple rolling ball and he's just gone under his foot. Don't know if it's tiredness, maybe, lack of concentration, but it's so cheap to give the ball back to Juventus like that there by Florenzi. As Juventus have it with their back line, it's to the left wing back Cambiasso, midway inside his own half. He goes back here to Dean Huijsen on his Juventus debut, the 6'5" Dutch 18-year-old centre-back. He's been pretty steady since coming on 10 minutes ago. Ball out to McKennie on the right. Still in the Juve half here with Bremer, who turns away from Leao. Was acting like he was going to pass it to his goalkeeper, but turned the other way instead. He pokes it forward to McKennie, who's in the AC Milan half. Goes inside towards Chiesa. Gets it stuck under his feet, and he loses out to Musa. It's now with Romero. Ball forward to Musa, who shifts it out to the left now to Leao. Into the final third. He's 1-on-1 with Bremer. Goes on the outside. Low ball in towards the near post. It's well dealt with by Locatelli, who plays it forward calmly to Rabiot. It's now Chiesa. Out to the right to McKennie. Back it goes to the edge of the 18-yard box to Locatelli. Out to the left side now to Huijsen. Number 13. Born in April 2005. Making his debut at the San Siro, and he's knocking the ball about like he's a 28-year-old. Great switch out to McKennie. Juventus slow the clock down here. Slow the play down to try and speed up the clock, try and get the minutes and the seconds going. So we've got 90 seconds to go, plus any added on time. Halfway line is Chiesa. Shifts it onto Moretti. Shoved in the back there by Kalulu. Free kick for Juventus as Allegri is stripped off his jacket. He's absolutely furious. Massimiliano Allegri, you would not think his team is winning this game. He's ripped off his jacket. He's ripped off his tie. He's absolutely raging. His team's winning, but they're just not off. When they try to kill the game here, keeping possession of the ball, his midfielders aren't making themselves good enough options to keep the ball moving, and it's leaving their centre-backs with not many options, and he's absolutely livid. They do find Moretti here, 25 yards out from goal, shifts out to the right to McKennie, slows the game down here. 20 minutes ago, he's crossing it. This time, he's just holding the ball up towards the corner flag. He goes back here now to Rabiot, who's come to support him. Goes back down the line to McKennie, now towards the corner flag. He does put a cross in here, headed on by Kier. Back out to the right, Juventus right, and it'll be seen away by Rabiot for a throw on that far side. I can't believe the rage I've just seen Allegri put on. Ripped off his jacket, ripped off his tie. Absolutely furious with his midfielders not doing the right thing, not being good enough options when they've got the ball with their three defenders. 6 minutes of added on time for Juventus to win at San Siro. Be a big win. These two sides have met once in the Champions League final, actually, in 2003. Milan won on penalties, 3-2, after a 0-0 draw, as Rabiot picks up off of a Florenzi heavy touch on the edge of the 18-yard box. He slows it down and goes back to McKennie. And he's now with Locatelli. Forward on the edge of the box to Moretti. He's been fouled there surely by Tomori. No, says the referee. And it's up to Leao on the left. He's been tackled fairly there by Bremer. And it's now with Moretti. Driving away from Tomori. And Musa enters the box. He lets Vlahovic take over where Musa blocks it. It's all a bit chaotic. It falls in the end eventually to Rabiot. He plays it into the path of Weston McKennie. And McKennie lifts it to the edge of the box here. Cambiasso. He wants to shoot. He will shoot. It's parried. It's Vlahovic. What a save. And Kier clears. Cambiasso, the left wing back, looking for his first ever Juventus goal. And he nearly got it. Edge of the box. Looking for the far corner. It was a good save by Morante. And he's palmed away save. Fell to the feet of Vlahovic from a couple yards out. He couldn't quite convert because Morante got up quickly to block the shot. Still 1-0. Vlahovic coming close. Juventus have it though with Chiesa on the left. Working himself away from Kalulu. Goes back here to Huijsen. Back once more into their own half with Regani. Forward to Locatelli. Juventus are shutting this game out beautifully so far against 10-man AC Milan, who are going to fall to their second defeat of the season. To Inter Milan and now to Juventus. Ball forward by Szczesny towards Vlahovic in the AC Milan half. Loses out to Tomori, but Leao can't get it ahead of Bremer. It's now Rabiot to win the throw-in. Tackle by Leao on the far side there. And what is a 4-hour round trip for Juventus and their fans. It will be a worthwhile one if the result stays the same. AC Milan would stay second, 1 point behind Inter Milan. Juventus would stay third, but they'd be 1 point behind AC Milan and 2 behind Inter. It's Cambiasso on the left again, charging forward. He might start next game because he's been so much better than Kostic. Finds Chiesa to his left, everything to his right. It's on the edge of the box here. Goes back to Moretti. McKennie wants it out wide right, but he goes back to Huijsen instead, the young 18-year-old centre-half who came off the bench with 10 minutes to go. We've had 6 minutes added on. We've played just under 3 of those 6. And we get it to McKennie now on the right-hand side. Running back towards the halfway line. He plays the ball back into his own half here to Daniele Regani, who spent 6 months out on loan in France back in 2020 to 2021. It's Chiesa to get it now on the left, charging away from Kalulu. Moretti's making a run in the box. He tries to feed it towards him. He slides towards it, but Morante's met him, and he collects the ball, the 40-year-old goalkeeper. And he clears it up the field, but he slices up only towards halfway, where it's brought down by Cambiasso. He's been pressed here by Romero, but he keeps it away from the AC Milan winger, and it's now been played forward now to Moretti. He's got Chiesa in support midway inside the AC Milan half, and he plays it to Chiesa, the former Fiorentina man. Vlahovic needs to offer support, and he does do so. And he works it back out left to Moretti, chests it down, goes back to Cambiasso. I think Allegri's about to have a heart attack here. Still not happy with his side, even though they're killing the clock beautifully against 10-man AC Milan, who with that man less just cannot press Juventus at this point in the game. You know, after playing the full 90 minutes, it's hard to continue to press. Ball goes forward for Juventus towards Vlahovic, but he's been caught offside. So poor, so offside as well behind Tomori. Just absolutely shocking. Why is he offside there? You've got to stay onside. Chiesa on the left. Tackled by Kalulu, but he wins it back. And Rabiot can now chase with the ball away from the big slide tackle of Kier towards that corner flag on the near side. He plays it backwards. It deflects off Romero. And it's a throw-in for Juventus with just over a minute to go. Allegri, he's still absolutely furious. I've never seen a man so animated in my life, genuinely. He's been yellow carded, and now he's losing his cool even more. I've never seen anything like this. Cambiasso takes that throw in. Rabiot gets it back to him, and he drives inside in the 18-yard box. Cambiasso's still going. Cambiasso! Oh, can't quite work the shot. It's been cleared in the end by Tomori. All as far as Huijsen for Juventus. It goes out to the right now to Bremer, just in front of the halfway line. Forward to McKennie. 30 seconds to go. He tries to take on Florenzi, but he runs out of room. Throw in for AC Milan. Can they do anything with it? Take the throw into Krunic, who's part of the back line at the minute for AC Milan. He goes across to Tomori. He just needs to go long here, Tomori. Chops past Vlahovic. He gets it back out to the left to Florenzi, who drives towards halfway, pokes it into the Juventus half with a pass to Leao. Back inside to Krunic. 10 seconds to go. They need to get it forward. Krunic forward to Musa. 1-2. Krunic gets it back. Then out to Kier on the right. He just cuts the cross in, edge of the box. It's well dealt with, well won by Locatelli. And that will be that. Juventus win their first game against AC Milan for the first time since January 2021. Their previous 5 games against AC Milan, they have failed to win. But now, in October of 2023, more than 2 years since their last win against AC Milan, which was at the San Siro, 3-1 on the night it was. This time, it's 1-0 on the night. Locatelli has been given the goal. It was a goal in the 63rd minute. It was a strike from about 30 yards out. It was no reason to take on the shot, but he took it on. He fancied his chances, and it was Juventus' only shot on target. It took a horrid deflection on the edge of the 18-yard box off Krunic, which deceived Morante, and the ball went beyond the diving goalkeeper. So far out. Deflection off Krunic. And Locatelli, formerly of AC Milan, played 63 times for the club in his 9-year stay, comes back to haunt them with a goal. Yes, it was very fortunate with the huge deflection. Without the deflection, Morante would have saved it, and it might have even gone wide of the post without the deflection. I think it's going wide. They've given it to Locatelli, and that's all he'll care about. He's been given the goal against his former club, and with their only shots on target, it finishes at San Siro. AC Milan 0, Juventus 1. AC Milan fall to their second defeat of the season. They've both come at San Siro. The first one was an away game, classed as an away game, even though they were at the home ground. 5-1 defeat to Inter Milan, and now they've just fell to their second defeat at home this time to Juventus, who stay third, but they are only 1 point now behind AC Milan, and they're 2 points behind the leaders Inter Milan. So really good 3 points there away for Juventus, ending that 5-game streak without a win against AC Milan. It's always nice as well to beat a team in their own backyard. But a game that really lacked big chances. In the first half, AC Milan's big chance and only chance really of the game came through Olivier Giroud, and it was a big chance, and it was a big save by Wojciech Szczesny. It was a ball into the box by Leao, well controlled by Giroud to get the space for a shot, and the shot went across goal about 10 yards out, and it was well saved, tipped past the post by Wojciech Szczesny. 35th minute, Rabiot for Juventus had a similar chance, but his shot was he dragged it wide of the post himself. 40th minute, big change in the game. Malik Chow was sent off after pulling down Moise Keane as the last man challenge. That left AC Milan with 10 men for the remainder of the game. And the next big chance was the goal. Locatelli, 30 yards out, receiving a simple pass from Weyer, having a shot from 30 yards. It was a wild deflection off Krunic, but it went beyond Morante, which was the main thing, and it gave Juventus the lead. And with 10 men, despite being 1-0 down at home, AC Milan just couldn't create a chance. Despite changes here and there, they just couldn't quite create a goal-scoring opportunity. And in the end, it ends for Juventus. AC Milan 0, Juventus 1. They beat 10 men AC Milan, and they will go away with the 3 points. And it's deserved. Juventus were the better team. To be honest, they became the better team once AC Milan went to 10 men, to be honest. AC Milan had the majority of the possession when they had 11 men on the pitch. They weren't creating too much themselves when they had 11 men, but they created the best chance with Giroud. But when they went down to 10 men, they didn't create a single thing, really. And Juventus, with their one shot on target from 30 yards out, took a deflection, went into the back of the net. I just give them the 3 points. But thanks to everyone who's been here. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. My next commentary is Sevilla against Arsenal on Tuesday night in the Champions League. Make sure you're there for that. But at the San Siro tonight, AC Milan fall to their second defeat of the season. This time it was to Juventus. It only took one goal from Locatelli. It was a big deflection on his shot, but he won't care. Against his former club, he comes back to take 3 points off them for Juventus. They stay third, but they're 1 point behind AC Milan. They're 2 points off the top of the league. And Juventus have gone to San Siro and picked up the 3 points.